Adams was joined by NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch as he watched the helicopter land with Luigi Mangione on board. He was extradited from Pennsylvania to face state and federal counts. Mayor Adams said that is a relief to many.
Some of these detectives will finally sleep tonight after this person has been brought to justice here in New York City.
Mangione will face state charges, including first-degree murder as an act of terrorism. Federal counts unsealed Thursday include murder and stalking related to the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson outside a Manhattan hotel.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Mangione's New York lawyer has said they're ready to fight the charges, also suggesting the federal charges could amount to double jeopardy. The president-elect sends House Republicans back to the drawing board, scuttling a short-term spending bill aimed at avoiding a government shutdown. Kentucky Congressman Andy Barr tells Fox Business,
our phones were ringing off the hook. Our constituents were telling us, members of Congress, hey, this CR, this bloated CR with all of this extraneous spending that's not paid for, that's not what we voted for.
President-elect Trump also wants lawmakers to raise or eliminate the debt ceiling. Fox Business's Hillary Vaughn at the Capitol.
Vice President-elect J.D. Vance is here on the Hill. He's been huddling with Senate Republicans trying to figure out a way out of this mess. A source tells Fox that the plan A is still to move forward with a government funding extension combined with disaster aid and a deal on the debt ceiling. If that's a no-go, Plan B is just a clean CR, a government funding extension for about a week.
That could push the debate past the holidays and into the new year. America is listening to Fox News.
'93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
When it could show up. Partly cloudy, 36 degrees downtown. Nothing on your radar. Low of about 30 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. Snow is likely to arrive tonight and could wind up impacting your drive into work tomorrow.
It'll get cooler and more snow will come in Friday morning. Total snow amounts ranging from a few tenths south of I-70 to all the way up to an inch or maybe a little bit more in the Kokomo, Muncie areas.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says lake effect snow could impact northern Indiana. They could have much more accumulation up there. One person was shot on the west side just after 2 this afternoon in an officer-involved shooting, says IMPD. It happened off South Warman Avenue near the intersection of Washington Street and Belmont Ave. No officers were hurt. More info expected to be announced later. A crash on I-65 southbound, just of Southport Road in Indianapolis, killed one person this morning. State Police Sergeant John Perrine says a semi caught on fire after it hit a guardrail.
There's no indication that it's anything hazardous or hazmat material, but still it's going to take a significant amount of time to clean this up once the fire is extinguished, which could take a while in itself.
All lanes on southbound 65 were closed for a few hours. There was a shooting in Avon last night. It happened just after 9 o'clock in Fairmont Court, which isn't far from State Road 36.
Our deputies arrived on the scene, located a male with an apparent gunshot wound. That male, the victim, was 22-year-old Jarrell Spires, and he was transported to IU West Hospital, where he was later pronounced deceased.
Captain Jim Yetter with the Hendricks County Sheriff's Office says they found a car that was involved in Indianapolis, and they believe the 19-year-old inside of that car was involved in the shooting, so they were arrested. And a man convicted of killing 2 girls in Delphi says he's refusing to participate in a pre-sentence report. Ryan Hedrick has the details.
A pre-sentence report helps a judge dig into somebody's background, like criminal history, mental health, and how their crime impacted others. You could think of it as a last shot for leniency. Last month, Richard Allen was convicted of killing Abby Williams and Libby German near Delphi's Monon High Bridge. His attorneys say they'll appeal the conviction. Carroll County prosecutors got the conviction without DNA evidence or a murder weapon. Allen's sentencing is scheduled for Friday. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
This Christmas, as you're picking out gifts for loved ones, take a moment to think about the future gift you can give yourself. The gift of a secure retirement. Howard Bailey Financial is here to help you unwrap the possibilities of peace and confidence. With our free retirement toolkit, you'll get practical steps and insights to plan for the years ahead. From saving strategies to planning tips, this toolkit is like a financial compass for your future. And best of all, it's completely free to download. Don't wait until next year to start planning. Text GIFT to 888-262-1104 Download your free retirement toolkit and give yourself the gift of financial confidence this holiday season. That's GIFT to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Howard Bailey Security, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
The traffic on the 5s at 3:05. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison Southside, all lanes closed of southbound 65 at 465, and that's because of an earlier crash. Traffic is stopped back to Keystone Avenue. Also, you cannot go from eastbound 465 to southbound 65. The cleanup in the incident right around Southport Road right now. Eastbound 465 stopped back to US 31. Downtown crash westbound 70 at West Street, and the entrance ramp is closed right now because of that crash. Southbound 6570, that's a crash. Washington Street blocking the right lane, stopping us back through the north split, back to Rural Street. Eastbound 70 jammed up from Belmont into the south split. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. Score deep discounts and deeper sleep during Mattress Firm semi-annual sale and clearance. Get up to 60% off select mattresses and more, plus get a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Partly to mostly cloudy skies for the day today. We could see some sunshine at times with highs right around 38. Scattered snow showers develop overnight tonight with lows around freezing. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. We have some high-profile matters from the world of law. So let's get the Attorney General from Indiana on the phone. Mr. Todd Rokita will go live to the Attorney General to officially kick-start some legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Crime. Punishment. Judges. Legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
He actually calls the hotline live every time we play that.
Right.
Just specifically so we can kick that off.
He stops working on State of Indiana business to do that solely for us.
You can hang up on him now, Allison.
Tomorrow is the sentencing for the Delphi killer, Richard Allen. Now, death penalty is off the table here. Life in prison looks like it's going to be the case. They are trying to make some different arguments, but for the most part tomorrow, Nige, this is going to be the legal version of somebody walking into a room, farting, and fanning it with a magazine.
In terms of Richard Allen's attorneys, yeah, whatever you got, that's fine. We're appealing this whole thing. We got screwed. The jury didn't hear a lot of evidence, and we're going to do this all over again, or at least attempt.
They're going to attempt to, right. So they're going to go into court tomorrow. They're not going to argue a lot. They're not going to do a lot of presenting evidence again to try to sway the sentencing one way or the other. They're basically going all in on the appeals process, but they did say they will talk about a few things that might make the sentencing a little lighter. Richard Allen not having a criminal history, his military service, his history of mental illness. Those are just some of the things they'll bring up, but they want this to be a quick process.
Don't forget about the fact that he was charged with the brutal murder of 2 girls. He's never been convicted of a crime before. So, let's take it easy on the guy. Come on. Look, I don't know what the jurors saw in there. I think you and I, and a lot of the analysis we had with Guy Relford, who was a criminal defense attorney, we kind of were looking from the outside in and saying, wow, it doesn't seem like the prosecution has a lot to go on here. We'd be surprised if the jury found him guilty. And when they came back, I forget how, was it a couple days, I think? It wasn't exactly very quick, but
it was about 3 or 4 days.
We weren't in the courtroom. We don't know how the court members responded. We don't know the looks, the tone, the tenor of the prosecution, the defense, the witnesses, the guy, Richard Allen, that was the accused. We weren't in the courtroom, so I think it was a lot. It's very different in terms of being in there as as opposed to reading what happened beforehand.
Right. Now, there have been rumors, chatter, scuttlebutt, whatever the hell you want to call it, that there were a couple of jurors that were kind of holding out, but one reason or the other, they caved at the end. I think it was 4 days. On day 4, something, clicked, and either they decided this sucks and I want to go home with my family, or I agree with the rest of the jurors. Look, I don't know what happened, but after about 4 days, a couple jurors allegedly changed their vote, and that's how we got in this situation. But tomorrow is the sentencing. We'll keep you posted, but yeah, it sounds like the legal team of Richard Allen is just like, say whatever you want, do whatever you want. We'll see you in the appeals court. More legal stuff here. So we mentioned the other day that former Florida Rep Matt Gaetz, he was in the news because it sounds like a lot of his former colleagues are about to put that report out on him before they adjourn for Christmas break.
Oh, the ethics report about the things where he was partying with underage chicks and booze and drugs and money transfers and things of that nature.
Right.
Yeah.
Where there's an old expression, do not throw stones if you live in a glass house. And this brings us to what Matt Gaetz has been talking about on social media.
I see where you're going.
The former Florida representative and soon-to-be host on One American News is hinting that he may expose lawmakers who had payoffs during the Me Too movement. Now, if you remember, the Me Too movement is when all of these women who have been claimed to have been sexually harassed came out and said, yeah, that happened to me too. And this was a big thing, right? So think about all the scumbags that work in Washington, D.C. Sounds like Matt Gaetz has got receipts. So if you're going to put this ethics report out on him, business ethics, as it said in Billy Madison, you've got Matt Gaetz now going, okay, all right, that's fine. I'm willing to name names. I know who's a bigger scumbag than anybody. I will out you, and I will let everybody know you paid off your accusers.
Now, the only thing that something we mentioned yesterday is that he's not in Congress anymore. He is a citizen. He's going to work for One American News Network. Now, going into the holidays and the fact that there is probably some potentially embarrassing information, the fact that he's even said I've made some irresponsible choices back in my day involving booze and promiscuity and things like that. I'm sure nobody wants that kind of thing released out of the public. Right. But at the same time, he's a private citizen now. It doesn't, what do I care? Honestly, like, what would I have cared if he was still in the contention for Attorney General of the United States? Honestly, why would I have cared? Like, can you do the job? There have been plenty of people in high-powered positions in the government that have been accused of some heinous things.
Bill Clinton was beloved by the Democrats, and good Lord, the stuff that guy was doing in the office was pretty wild. But you know how Matt Gaetz is. He's a counterpuncher, right? So he's like, okay, I resigned. I stepped away. You kicked me. You won.
Yep.
But now you're going to try to spike the football by releasing the report? All right, fine. I'm going to name the names of all of these scumbags that are wagging their finger right at me. So listen, I'm here for it all. Let the circus play out here. I'm here for it. And lastly, in legal stuff, Georgia District Attorney Fannie Willis.
Big fat Fannie.
It's Fannie.
It's Big Fat Fawny?
It's how you pronounce her name.
Ice Cube doesn't lie. She was disqualified from the Trump election case in Georgia. The Georgia Court of Appeals disqualified Big Fat Fannie and her team from prosecuting Donald Trump and co-defendants in the election interference case.
Charges are still there, though.
Yes and no, okay? Here's the CNN legal analyst to break it down.
That case against him in Georgia, the criminal case, where it's accusing him and several others of a racketeering conspiracy related to the 2020 election, it's already been paused. Now, it's not even backburnered. This is a case that will be dead in the water because the Georgia Court of Appeals is now saying that Fani Willis, the leader of the prosecution against Donald Trump, the district attorney in Fulton County, Georgia, she should be disqualified from being able to bring that case. The Georgia Court of Appeals is saying that it's a significant appearance of impropriety caused by the conduct of a public prosecutor. That is Willis, how she behaved, how she was speaking about the case, about Trump publicly, about how she was having a relationship with the top prosecutor that was concealed in this, a man named Nathan Wade. So as Donald Trump enters the presidency, each of these courts that is handling a criminal case is essentially removing that issue from him to have to deal with in any period of time in the near future.
The great lovers, Nathan Wade and Fani Willis. Yeah, I mean, that was blatant. Fani Willis puts her lover, Nathan Wade, in charge of the whole thing.
Right. And Nathan Wade was using taxpayer money to fly her big fat ass all over the country. They were having fat sex in all types of different locations, all types of different states, all types of... Never mind. Stop. Long story short, don't hold your breath for anything coming out of Georgia against Donald Trump anytime soon. A man that would never use taxpayer money to fly Fani Willis around the country to make love to her is Matt Baer.
No, but I'd fly Lauren Boebert, that's for sure. Look at that.
Good Lord.
Yeah, South Side.
Jeez.
Sorry, man, just top of mind sometimes.
Wow.
You know, she's a fox. Looking at southbound 65 on the south side, all lanes closed at 465 because of a crash, a semi-crash at Southport Road. Was fatal. The semi caught fire, single vehicle incident. Right now, southbound 65 shut down at 465 with traffic stopped past Keystone Avenue. Also, the ramp from eastbound 465 to southbound 65 is closed as well. The ramp from Southport Road to southbound 65, it looks like they're letting on one line of traffic right now, but that's going to be backed up. Crash downtown, southbound 6570 at Fletcher Avenue, right lane closed, stopped through the north split back to Rural Street. A ramp is closed downtown. This is going to be the one from westbound 72 West Street, shut down because of a crash. Traffic sponsored by Discover. Do you know what's accepted 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide? If you guessed Discover, you guessed right, based on the February 2024 Nielsen report. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
37 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Big show. We got Bill O'Reilly coming up here in just about an hour and 15 minutes or so.
Legend.
Scheduled to call in. He always brings it. He always brings the heat, so cannot wait for that. We've also got Rob Kendall off the rails a little bit later on. And if you heard my guy Jerry Lopez earlier today, he was fired up on Kendall and Casey's show.
Yes, I heard that.
Went after a troll. So it's kind of Bring the Heat Thursday here at the Hammer and Nigel show. Real quick, big shout out to my man, Jacob Hammer, 17 years old today. The youngest Hammer male, the little cub, 17 years old, Nigel.
Yeah, I could imagine, you know, you're the old man, so I understand. But I've known you for a long time, and I've known those kids since they were little ankle biters.
Right.
Okay, so I'm feeling old. Holy crap, 17? And your oldest is in his 20s now?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. I'm telling you, cat's in the cradle queuing up. I'm getting the waterworks going. It's his last birthday as a minor. Next year, he becomes a full-on legal adult.
Happy birthday, Jake, man.
Happy birthday to my man, Jacob. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Family owned Cynthia's Hallmark's 4 locations are filled with gifts galore and make last-minute holiday shopping very easy. It's Terry Stacy, and the infamous Christmas Story leg lamp to display in your front window has been a customer favorite this year, and they're back in stock and selling like crazy. So are the infinity mirrors with their fantastic optical effects, another perfect addition to your Christmas display. And for those quick meals you need this time of year, try the Crockstar Dinner Club packets for an easy crockpot meal. I love them. Cynthia's always has the sense of the season with a selection of top candle lines, including Cynthia's favorite Swan Creek candles. Hallmark keepsake ornaments and willow tree ornaments always make beautiful gifts, creating memories every year when they're placed on the tree. Cynthia's Hallmark gift cards, still the best gift of all. Merry Christmas from family-owned Cynthia's Hallmark, 116th and Allisonville Road, 116th and Brook School Road, 96th and Lantern Road, and experience the D56 Village at the world's largest Hallmark store in Greenfield.
All the real deals are at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. And before the year comes to an end, take advantage of all of the tax savings. Deduct the total purchase price of qualifying equipment, including commercial vehicles, purchased or financed during the year. At Andy Moore Ford, they'll help you maximize your savings by helping you select the right vehicle for your needs. And they've got all the commercial vehicles. Andy Moore Ford has the biggest Super Duty inventory in the whole state. Over 100 Super Duty trucks are on the ground and ready for you and your business. And right now, you can save thousands on medium and heavy-duty commercial trucks because Andy always gives you more. Get it, Andy Moore? More. With an expert team and a fast turnaround, they know how to keep your business moving. Treat your fleet to more uptime and more efficiency, which means more profits. See for yourself why businesses like yours love Andy Moore Ford. 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield or online at Andy Moore Ford, M-O-H-R. I love Andy. AndyMooreFord.com.
Okay, close your mouth and take a deep breath in through your nose. So the way it's supposed to be is that you should be able to breathe easily. You shouldn't feel constrained. What it should feel like is air briskly flowing freely through both nasal passages, day and night. And if not, there's a problem. And it's a don't know what your problem really was until you got it fixed kind of problem. You're living with it. I mean, you're tired a lot. It might give you headaches and sinus pressure, but you're living with it. Yeah, you sound like almost every patient we help until we get their problem fixed. And then you hear them saying, why would I put up with that? Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's full-service jewelry store.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Man, I'm looking outside. I see a lot of people walking around with shopping bags. I've got the world's largest Christmas tree behind me on Monument Circle. Feels like a lot of people are getting into the holiday spirit. So let's help those who haven't got there yet.
Okay.
Here is a holiday memory featuring the First Lady of WIBC, the lovely Terry Stacy.
Are you ready to get this party started?
Holiday Memories with Terry Stacy.
I've always said the best way to get me under the mistletoe is to give me a shot of Jaeger and buy me a McRib.
And this has been Holiday Memories with Terry Stacy.
Well, that's all it takes. Terry Stacy could be yours for a shot of Jaeger and a McRib. Man, and as luck would have it, the McRib is now available.
Is it back?
It is back. And if we're going to talk about the McRib, I think we need to have the official McRib music.
Lois, it's back!
I heard, Peter. I heard.
Kids, it's happening. Get your coats. This is what we practiced for.
Ladies and gentlemen, the McRib is back.
OMG, the McRib is back. Why was it ever gone?
Exactly.
The McRib is back for a limited time. Wink, wink. They always act like it might not ever be back again. You know damn well it will be back later on, but if you want to have one, now is the time to act, Nigel. You a McRib guy?
Yeah, and sure, I'll have one or two during this. 'Tis the season.
Right.
Okay.
They've got a promotion now where not only can you get a McRib, but you can get like a bottle of the McRib barbecue sauce that goes with it.
A jug.
Yes, a jug. We're not talking about like the little plastic thing you get with the McNuggets.
No.
We're talking about a big old freaking jug of the McRib sauce.
Come on.
Which brings us to great moments in McRib history. Here's a young lady that was very upset about a McRib sandwich offer gone wrong.
I said, you're supposed to offer me the extra McRib for $1 when you buy the McRib meal. You ain't gonna believe it. She looked me up and down, and she said, well, it don't look like you need the extra McRib. Excuse me? I throw punched that I knocked her down. So if you come to the McDonald's and you see a lady named Charlene in there, tell her Carla sent you. And then you throw punch her or punch her in the I don't give a This is against my civil rights.
Excuse me? That was incredible. So the person working at McDonald's was implying that she probably could have used a salad.
Right.
I'm paraphrasing. I'm putting words in people's mouths. But, yeah, you don't need a McRib lady.
And imagine, now again, I'm just throwing this out there. Imagine how much of a biggin you have to be singled out at McDonald's. Because I'm willing to bet if you look around that restaurant, you're not going to find a lot of people looking like RFK Jr. in there. And to be known as the one that doesn't need any more McDonald's in a McDonald's is pretty strong. So before we rush the judge here, maybe we think about taking the side of the employees on this one.
I don't know. I agree with the woman that was discriminated against. Her civil rights were violated.
Her civil rights.
I believe Martin Luther King Jr. marched for this woman at some point in his life.
I think there was the Million McRib March at one point, if I remember correctly.
Is that right?
Great moments in McRib history. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry the Cable Guy.
My stomach hurts a little bit, too. I was at the McDonald's and had the McRib 2 months ago. It's still, you ever eat the McRib? Last time I had that, my Glade plug-in started a carpet fire, for God's sake. I farted so hard you could have parasailed off that damn thing. The McRib. You know what I noticed about the McRib? You only see it at McDonald's 2 months a year, and then you never see it again. I figured out why. It takes 10 months to hunt down and shoot whatever the hell kind of meat that is in that McRib.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of meat it is. All I know is I'll eat the bejesus out of it.
Sure.
Kind of piggybacking off of what Larry the Cable Guy was talking about, some restroom issues here. An American Airlines flight from Dallas to Minneapolis began flooding in the aisle mid-air.
From what?
A passenger noticed there was a leak coming from the plane's bathroom.
Oh.
And then as the flight was going on, the leak got progressively worse and worse to the point where there was like standing toilet water in the aisle. And they had to find an emergency landing. Which brings us to great moments in airline bathroom history.
Oh, no.
There's a guy that was in coach that really had to pee, but there was a long line in coach. So he tried to use the first class bathroom, and that's when all hell broke loose.
You're wrong. By making 7 people wait here to use the bathroom while the whole bathroom up there is empty, it's wrong. I don't care how much money you got. So they'd rather let the bathroom be empty up there and let 8 people wait in line to use the bathroom while 2 bathrooms are empty in the front. And he gonna come to me telling me he gonna call the police? You still wrong. You're still 1,000% wrong. But you gonna tell me I gotta wait?
Still, this is your captain speaking.
I gotta wait 6
I understand there's a gentleman in the aisle making kind of a fuss.
Bathroom is the bathroom.
Return to your
Using the
seat.
bathroom is the bathroom.
Or calm down.
So is this guy a hero or the villain?
He's a hero. I'm 100% on his side. There's a backup in the galley, or I guess in the back of the plane. I don't know what you call that, but no wait at the front where the fancy elitists go use the bathroom. Come on.
Right. I think he's a trailblazer. Absolutely.
I like how the pilot came on. There's a gentleman creating a bit of a fuss. Please, everybody have a seat.
Great moments in airline bathroom history.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi, my entire family's obsessed with all things Wicked, but my kids can't stop watching the trailer, and now they're having a Wicked-themed sleepover. Do you think our internet can handle all of the streaming and memeing going on?
Well, we've engineered our Xfinity gateways to handle hundreds of devices at once, so they can all stay magically connected.
Wow. Are you a wizard?
I wish. No, just someone that won't let a bad connection burst your internet bubble. Now through December 22nd, get Thrillifyingly fast 150 megabit Xfinity internet for just $35 a month for 12 months with no annual contract and free Wi-Fi equipment included. Plus, learn how to get a free 5G phone with Xfinity Mobile at Xfinity.com. Switch today and keep the magic going from your screen to the big screen. And see Wicked in theaters now. Restrictions apply. Requires payable split on a post-stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. After promo, regular rates apply. Currently $56 a month for internet service and $15 for Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Maintenance is going to drastically increase the efficiency and performance of your system. It's also going to significantly improve the longevity of it. People think that they are saving money by skipping their maintenance. And in reality, they're just shaving years off the life and increasing the consumption of that unit, spending a lot more in the long term.
Get your tune-up today at Family Heating and Air, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
When you could get some snow, partly cloudy, 37 degrees downtown, all clear into radar. 30 is your low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:32. Snow is likely to show up tonight.
Get cooler and more snow will come in Friday morning. Total snow amounts ranging from a few tenths south of I-70 to all the way up to an inch or maybe a little bit more in the Kokomo, Muncie areas.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says the further north you go, the worse it could get with accumulation because lake effect snow is likely to hit northern Indiana. One person was shot on the west side just after 2 this afternoon in an officer-involved shooting, says IMPD. It happened off South Warman Avenue near the intersection of Washington Street and Belmont Avenue. No officers were hurt. We'll have more information from IMPD for you at 4 o'clock. An arrest was made in the case of a shooting that happened in Avon Wednesday night. Captain Jim Yetter with the Hendricks County Sheriff's Office says they believe a 19-year-old was involved in the shooting of Jarrell Spires on Fairmount Court. So that person was arrested. However,
there's still several other other people that we need to talk to and everything. So at this point right now, this is the only one that we currently have in custody. But like I said, the investigation is ongoing.
He says if you can be of help, give the sheriff's office a call. Spires had later died at the hospital. Luigi Mangione is back in New York City.
He will be arraigned today on his indictment for the killing of Brian Thompson, CEO of United Healthcare, and he'll be arraigned in federal court.
New York City Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch there. Mangione's pleaded not guilty in the case. And a coffee shop owner in Odin named Michael Philly says the Postal Service is either losing his packages or taking way too long to get them to customers.
They have to do better because small business require this for them to actually stay in business.
He tells Wish TV the USPS told him they're trying to resolve the issues after he was on the phone with them for hours. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:34.
This winter, cozy up with a match made in Cocoa Heaven. Introducing Swiss Miss Schmallow, the perfect pairing of Schmallow, the original toasted marshmallow whiskey from Hotel Tango Distillery, and Swiss Miss Hot Cocoa. You've tried Schmallow before. Now Hotel Tango Distillery is taking it up a notch with this fantastic collaboration with Swiss Miss. Imagine rich, creamy cocoa swirling with a hint of toasted marshmallow warmth. It's a sip of comfort like no other. From cold weather gatherings to quiet nights in, Swiss Miss Schmallow is here to add a touch of sweet nostalgia with an adult twist. Warm up your season. Grab Swiss Miss Schmallow before it's gone. Find it at your local store and toast to the taste of winter. Swiss Miss Schmallow, where cozy meets a little bit of kick. Sip responsibly. Must be 21 or older to purchase alcohol. Available where fine spirits are sold. HotelTangoDistillery.com.
The traffic at 335. Here's Matt Baer.
Harrison southbound 65 on the south side has reopened at 465. And right now we have 2 right lanes blocked where this fatal semi-crash and fire occurred. This is Southport Road. So it's southbound 65 at Southport Road. 2 right lanes are closed, but the interstate is now open. We look at the ramp from eastbound 465 to southbound 65. I just talked to NDOT. They said that was going to reopen momentarily if it hasn't already. In the meantime, traffic is jammed up back to US 31. Also with this incident, the on-ramp from Southport Road to southbound 65, that's reopened too. Looking at eastbound 70, stop. Traffic Tibbs Avenue to the south split. Inbound 65, stop and go from 21st Street to Meridian Bed. And crash clear downtown. Southbound 65, 70 Fletcher Avenue still slow back to Rural Street. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Life is a collection of moments that last forever, so make them last and make them count with that symbol of everlasting love. A diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Remember, shop local, shop smart. Shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Thursday night looks to be cloudy with a little mix of rain and snow developing around midnight and getting more snowy as we move into Friday morning. Be aware the showers and snow showers will come around the morning commute. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Sutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Okay, so the guy that murdered the United Healthcare CEO in cold blood, his name's Luigi. I don't even care to say his full name. He's just a monster. He's got new charges in New York, state charges, federal charges, because it happened in New York. They found him in Pennsylvania. Let's see, stalking, 1 count of murder using a firearm, count of using a firearm in commission of a crime, blah, blah, blah. I mean, the guy is a monster. He killed this guy in cold blood in broad daylight, well, at like 6:45 in the morning. And again, there's people outside not like demonstrating for him. It's a small contingent of people. But have you seen that footage? These lunatics?
Oh, yeah. Businesses even. Like, you were gone on, what was it, Monday. And Guy Relford and I were talking about some local furniture company here, and I'm not going to say who they are. They have a cardboard cutout of this little wiener inside their store, and they think it's cute to have people get a picture with it, and it's bizarre to me. Like, this is a guy that just murdered somebody's dad, somebody's son, and for what? You don't like dealing with the insurance companies? Well, nobody likes dealing with the insurance companies. You don't get to kill people for that. That's ridiculous. Now, what's interesting is they keep piling on different charges on Luigi here, right? So they hit him with a terror charge as well.
Oh, good. So that's a death penalty.
So, yeah, once you get the federal charges along with the state charges and you throw in a terror, now you are indeed eligible for the death penalty.
What I want to know, I'm sorry, just one more thing. Like, where has this guy been? Like, before he appeared out in front of that Manhattan hotel and cowardly pulled the trigger and blew that guy away in the back, where was he before? He's missing. His family stated he was missing. Was he training? Was he stalking this guy? Was he doing some sort of like reconnaissance type mission. I don't know. Nobody, lots of unanswered questions as to where this guy has been, where he spent time, what his background is. And that's all I'm just bringing up the question, just asking Hammer. It's what we do here.
Now, I will say, when they were doing the extradition to get him to court in New York, right? The law enforcement community claimed they didn't want to have like a long motorcade. They didn't want to throw him in a car because media and fans may be cheering or something.
Yeah, it would have taken him like 5 hours to get from where he was going in Pennsylvania to Manhattan.
But the way they loaded him up into this chopper, basically, to get him to where he was going, I don't think that diffused the situation any. They made this big scene where all of these agents were waiting for him to land. It was like something out of a movie. And then the chopper lands. And if you've seen Con Air, the way they bring Steve Buscemi's character out, like he's got a straight jacket on, he's strapped to some sort of gurney,
come on,
a Hannibal Lecter mask. Like, that's how they were treating this little needle wiener here. Like, no, just cuff him, perp walk him, get him in, get him out. Let's cut
like
the crap.
When you do that, what you just described, you're adding to the mystique, I guess, for lack of a better word.
His celebrity. Yeah, 100%. You're absolutely right. Still no update from Washington, D.C. on the continuing resolution bill that would keep the government funded through Christmas break and beyond. Now, Elon Musk, who, again, is not an elected official, but he's part of this Doge team that Trump has organized, along with some other high-profile Republicans, they have ripped House Speaker Mike Johnson and this 1,500-page pork and bullcrap report. And it seems like, unless they throw something together in the midnight hour and everybody has to read it, wink, wink, you know they never do, it looks like there could be a little bit of a government shutdown here at Christmas time, to which I say, don't threaten me with a good time.
Well, I don't really see anything in this CR that is totally inappropriate. What do people have a problem with, Hammer?
Oh, let me go down the list here. How about a 4% pay raise for members of Congress? Because they've done so well.
Well, they haven't had a pay raise since the late 2009. Look,
they haven't deserved one since late 2000.
You might be right about that, but I think the idea is that they are trying to attract and retain talent, and if they don't look, I'm just saying that's what I've read, and that's kind of the reasoning there. I'm not sure that I have a total bias against them getting raises. Does that make sense? I'm not sure that I like that. Is like I'm looking at this list here, and I was kind of setting you up to read some of this list. The raise for Congress is not the most egregious thing I've seen on this list.
So imagine if you play for the New York Jets, and you've been dog crap since 2009.
Yes.
And you go to your owner and go, listen, all of us are fed up here. We're the New York Jets. We deserve a pay raise. The owner's going to look at you and go, you haven't made the playoffs in how long? No, you guys are awful. Get the hell out of here. And that's my feeling on Congress asking for pay raises. They're the New York Jets.
Yeah, well, you could have used the Colts since 2014, too, in that scenario.
I could have, yeah. You're right.
That would make more sense to me. But yes, no, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
I get it.
How about this? The bill, which has now been scrubbed, and it's off the table, by the way, but this was some of the crap that House Speaker Johnson agreed to.
Johnson!
That members of Congress, they didn't have to use Obamacare. They didn't have to use the Affordable Care Act. They would get a much better federal employees health benefits program. Much better benefits and no penalties for getting out of the Affordable Health Care Act. If you're somebody that's a regular citizen, try doing that. You can't. Here's one. The $8 billion for rebuilding Baltimore's area bridge. Remember when that big barge crashed into it and it fell?
Yeah, huge story.
That sucks, but that's a state cost. I should not be forced to pay for that. That's a state cost. But here are some of the real winners. Now keep in mind, Johnson agreed to these. $850,000 for a gay senior citizens home. just for gay senior citizens, $850,000.
Not allowed in this complex if you are straight as an arrow.
Or young. You got to be old and gay. $15 million to pay for Egyptians' college tuitions. $15 million for that.
Well, that seems reasonable.
$500,000 for a DEI zoo. A DEI zoo, a woke zoo. $400,000 for a group to give clothes to teenagers that help them hide their gender. $400,000 of your taxpayer dollars.
How do you do that? Like baggy jeans?
Big hoodies, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. $400,000 for a gay activist group that goes to speak to kindergartners about being trans and which bathrooms to use. $400,000 of taxpayer money for a group to speak to kindergartners about trans and bathroom use.
This is what's in the continuing resolution? Bill?
It's what was. I think it's basically been torn up Nancy Pelosi style, but Mike Johnson agreed to this stuff. And look, I get he's in a tough position because there are so many different factions that all hate his guts. Nobody wants to be the speaker. I get it, but you can't be agreeing to this crap. Like, if this is what you're going to agree to, just shut it down. Shut it down. Wait until Donald Trump is in office and try to get something going from there. Because this Congress right now is a joke. Now, joining us now on the hotline, I think he was fired up when he heard about this $400,000 group that was supposed to be speaking to kindergartners about which bathrooms to use and transgender issues.
Oh.
AI Donald Trump joining us on the hotline.
I don't know why everyone is so worried about this bathroom issue. I love Transformer people. I always have. I used to own a Trans Am back in the 80s. It was an absolutely unbelievable vehicle. It really was. And everyone knows that I have been a huge supporter of mysteriously genitailed Americans. I considered it an incredible honor when Caitlyn Jenner burst into my office and had to pinch one very, very quickly after we had Thai food. It was an incredibly horrible scene in there. But after the Wheaties box and those Olympic medals, how could I say no? I will tell you this. If I hear that Rachel Maddow is using anything but a porta potty on a construction site, I will have her prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
AI Donald Trump weighing in on the Hammer and Nigel show.
You can still get your family what they really need this holiday season, and that's peace of mind that a tailored investment portfolio provides. You're like, yeah, Matt, do I go to Toys R Us for that? No, you go to the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth. It's easy. Trajan Wealth is in it with you for the long term when it comes to wealth management by looking at a longer timeline and incorporating the economic cycle into your investment considerations, goals, and needs. Call today for a free consultation, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Maybe that peace of mind comes from a second opinion on your portfolio. Maybe you have a 401k just sitting there and you want that money to start making money again. Trajan Wealth can help you optimize those funds with their tailor-made financial portfolios. And as a fiduciary, they have to act in your best interest in mind. Call 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com today. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
The following is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales of vacation ownership. For complete details, please visit fvgradio.com.
If you want a 100% complimentary stay at a luxury resort in Cancun, airfare not included, then Family Vacation Getaways is your ticket to paradise. See website for complete details. We're giving away 5 days and 4 nights to the first 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. Do you know it? Call now. 800-428-7054. 800-428-7054. You're also eligible for an exciting bonus vacation to Orlando, Florida for just $398. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your travel up to 18 months. Name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. And you get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation to Orlando for just $398. What are you waiting for? Call 800-428-7054. 800-428-7054 and give us your answer.
The preceding is not a contest and is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways and not sponsored by this program or its affiliates.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
Steel holiday savings are here. Make room under the tree for gifts at the top of their wish list. Right now, power up the holidays with great deals on long-lasting tools. Find the perfect gift at your local Steel dealer or shop the Steel Holiday Gift Guide at steelusa.com.
Express the heartwarming message of Christmas this year. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be that special moment that says, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. Life is a collection of moments that last forever, so make them matter and make them count with a symbol of everlasting love. A diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, Matt Bear, what are we looking at?
Southbound 65 on the south side has reopened at 465. Shut down earlier because of a fatal semi-crash at Southport Road. Now, if you are on southbound 65, traffic does stop from Edgewood Avenue to Southport Road as they continue to clean up and investigate that crash from earlier with 2 right lanes blocked. Southbound 31 is absolutely trashed right now south of Southport Road, but that should clear up hopefully as the evening progresses. Looking at eastbound 70, jammed up. That's Tibbs Avenue to the south split, 15-minute delay. North side, eastbound 465, stop and go traffic from Westfield Boulevard to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Guys, what are you waiting for that special Christmas gift this season? Let Pierce Jewelers bring that sparkle back into her life with a diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Again, the great Bill O'Reilly will be joining us about 4:35, so make sure you stick around for that. It's 37 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Let's do some booze news.
You set them up and I'll knock them back, Lloyd. One by one.
We are gonna read booze news, cause it's really fun.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Hammer and Nigel presents
Booze news, booze news. Yeah. Time for booze news.
Hammer, Allison, do you have holiday heart? Have you ever had holiday heart?
That mean you really love the holidays
No.
and you're giving and caring and all that kind of stuff?
Not at all. It's a medical condition. It's not as cute as it sounds. It's when too much drinking causes AFib, which is like an irregular heartbeat where your heart feels like it's fluttering.
Oh, I'm familiar. My oldest had a little AFib at one point. Chris had some AFib.
Yeah, but that wasn't due to drink.
No, it wasn't due to drinking.
Yeah.
No.
It could do to my old. It's like a biological thing in my family where my old man had it. He hasn't had anything to drink for years and years, and he had it for a while. And I'm like, boy, I hope this is not, genetic. But holiday heart, it's called that because it's more common this time of year after a single weekend of binge drinking. Okay. Holiday parties, lots of booze. Experts have known about this since the 70s. Alcohol-induced arrhythmia, stress, overeating, dehydrated.
How are we just now hearing about this if these bastards have known about it since the 70s? This is the very first I've heard about holiday heart.
I feel like it's not, unfortunately, the first time I've heard about it because I read about this every year and people forget about it. So it happens at Thanksgiving and holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and it's like, you get dehydrated, you drink too much, and then your heart starts fluttering, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're having a heart attack or a panic attack or an anxiety attack. I will say I've probably been there a time or two, not to this extent, but it's not fun. I've never had AFib, but I know people that have had it. My old man, I don't think he would mind. My biological dad wouldn't mind if I told it he had it. And they kind of have to do some sort of thing where they shock you back into, right?
It's almost like panels, basically.
Yeah.
If it doesn't go back into rhythm by itself, into sinus rhythm, then here come the panels, kid.
So get ready, all right? So if your heart starts fluttering, you may just need to slow it down on the booze for the holiday season.
Okay, and I just heard everything you said.
Yeah.
But would this be a poor time to remind everybody we're doing another shot of the night tonight on our social media feed for the Old Smoky Advent Calendar? Myself and the crazy coupon lady, Miss Crystal Hammer, we've got this Old Smoky Shine Advent Calendar, and we're getting down to the nitty-gritty.
The moonshine, right?
Yes.
Well, I don't think it's like exactly ever clear that you're doing. I don't know.
Only
that
a couple of them have been really hard, right? But, we're in the phase now where...
I love it.
We're mixing some things up a little bit. We're making some specialty shots, specialty cocktails.
Santa balls?
Santa balls, and you're going to love the one that's coming out tonight. I'm telling you.
All right.
So look for that tonight on our social media at Hammer and Nigel.
This Christmas, as you're picking out gifts for loved ones, take a moment to think about the future gift you can give yourself. The gift of a secure retirement. Howard Bailey Financial is here to help you unwrap the possibilities of peace and confidence. With our free retirement toolkit, you'll get practical steps and insights to plan for the years ahead. From saving strategies to planning tips, this toolkit is like a financial compass for your future. And best of all, it's completely free to download. Don't wait until next year to start planning. Text GIFT to 888-262-1104. Download your free retirement toolkit and give yourself the gift of financial confidence this holiday season. That's GIFT to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Howard Bailey Security, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Joyner Homes has been building truly custom homes in Central Indiana for 18 years. They can build anywhere that you can bring a builder or on your own private lot. They make it easy to build your dream home with an in-house team of architecture and design specialists. First step, visit joinerhomes.com. Check out floor plans, pricing, locations. You can even start from scratch. The design studio is where you pick out all the fun stuff, all the coolest stuff in one spot. And they're with you every step to ensure you stay on budget. That's joinerhomes.com.
One of the real advantages that we have here at Hendricks is the scope of the services that we have to offer in orthopedics.
Whether they have a hip fracture or they're a high-functioning athlete, we're all working towards the same thing.
To have them be able to have an elective surgery safely and then go home also in a safe fashion is of utmost importance.
We very much want everyone to get back to doing everything that they were doing beforehand. We're really invested in it.
Unstoppable orthopedic care. Learn more at hendricks.org/ortho.
Pat Sullivan here. Fire emergency? I've had one. If you do, call Michaelis. Owner Richard Michaelis explains why.
Michaelis is local and family owned. 39 years of experience with 24/7, 365 response. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified, restoring your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
And Michaelis helps you through the insurance process, giving you peace of mind. Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIX-INDY.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Students who can read by the end of 3rd grade are 35% more likely to graduate. I'm Dr. Katie Jenner, Indiana Secretary of Education, here to tell you how reading 30 minutes per day can improve the trajectory of a child's life.
Whether you are reading with your child or they are reading independently, this is one of the most important things you can do to help them succeed. So this school year, please encourage your child to continue reading. It's a small habit that makes a big difference.
Sponsored by the Indiana Department of Education and aired by this station.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Coming up in 2 minutes, what IMPD said about an officer-involved shooting from earlier this afternoon, and lanes starting to open up on 65 southbound after a wreck this morning. That's all coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
Possible movement on Capitol Hill. Elisa Brady, Fox News. Several sources just telling Fox News Digital there is a new proposal for a short-term spending bill to avoid a government shutdown that would extend funding, include farm and disaster funding, and suspend the federal debt limit for 2 years. This after the president-elect and Elon Musk slammed the size of the original bill. Some Democrats criticizing Musk's influence.
Trump transition spokesperson Caroline Leavitt telling Fox the idea that Musk is a shadow president could not be more wrong, saying as soon as President Trump released his official stance on the CR, Republicans on Capitol Hill echoed his point of view. President Trump is the leader of the Republican Party, full stop. Republicans say it wasn't Elon Musk that blew up the deal. It was constituents back home that were blowing up their phones.
Fox Business's Hillary Vaughn on Capitol Hill. President-elect Trump has signaled he thinks a government shutdown for a period of time is better than agreeing to things Democrats want to force on us, in his words. Again, there is word now of a new stopgap proposal. A surprise from the Pentagon, just confirming about 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria, more than double the 900 that were known to be there as part of a defeat ISIS mission. Pentagon spokesman Major General Pat Ryder says the increase is considered temporary to augment that mission and predated the recent fall of the Assad regime in Syria. Murder suspect Luigi Mangione, accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, just appearing in federal court in New York a few hours after arriving from Pennsylvania, where he waived extradition.
They had investigators from state, local, and federal authorities that were out there lined around Mangione. That's to send a message to America, as this has been such a divisive case. Some people saying that he did something good here, calling him a Robin Hood, and the mayor of New York City and the police want to send a message that he is far from a hero as he's facing murder charges.
Fox's Alexis McAdams. On Wall Street, the Dow up 15 at the bell. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What the cops know so far: cloudy and 37 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Nothing under radar. 30 is your low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Indy Metro Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting that happened around 2 p.m. today. They went to help a woman who had been shot on Warman Avenue.
Officers began canvassing the area when they heard active shots being fired. Moments later, officers located an individual matching the suspect description, and that individual was believed to have been armed with a machete. Officers approached the individual, gave loud verbal commands, and at some point an officer-involved shooting occurred.
IMPD officer Drew Brown says that man is now in critical condition. Snow is supposed to show up tonight, and it could start piling up tomorrow.
It'll get cooler and more snow will come in Friday morning. Total snow amounts ranging from a few tenths south of I-70 to all the way up to an inch or maybe a little bit more in the Kokomo, Muncie areas.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says lake effect snow could hit northern Indiana, so it could be worse the further north you go. There was a shooting in Avon on Wednesday night. Here's John Herrick.
It happened just after 9 o'clock on Fairmount Court, which is not far from State Road 36.
Our deputies arrived on the scene, located a male with an apparent gunshot wound. That male, the victim, was 22-year-old Jarrell Spires, and he was transported to IU West Hospital. where he was later pronounced deceased.
Captain Jim Yetter with the Hendricks County Sheriff's Office says they found a vehicle that was involved in Indianapolis, and they believe the 19-year-old in that vehicle was involved in the shooting, and that person was arrested. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
A truck driver died after drifting on the road and crashing into a guardrail this morning at I-65 southbound, not far from Southport Road in Indianapolis.
Emergency crews are on scene of a single vehicle fatal crash that has all lanes closed on the southbound side. It's also creating quite a backup on I-65 northbound, all in the area of Southport Road.
State Police Sergeant John Perrine from earlier this morning. Lanes are now starting to reopen on southbound 65. And he was convicted of killing 2 girls in Delphi, but still says he's innocent. Richard Allen is refusing to take part in a pre-sentence report. Ryan Hedrick reports.
His attorneys say they will appeal the November 11th conviction. Allen was found guilty of murdering Abby Williams and Libby German. A pre-sentence investigation is a detailed background check that's ordered by the court after somebody is convicted and before they're sentenced. Allen's attorneys point out that prosecutors relied on dozens of witnesses, but those prosecutors didn't present one shred of DNA evidence or a murder weapon. Allen's sentencing is scheduled for Friday. Ryan Hedrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
All the real deals are at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. And before the year comes to an end, take advantage of all of the tax savings. Deduct the total purchase price of qualifying equipment, including commercial vehicles, purchased or financed during the year. At Andy Moore Ford, they'll help you maximize your savings by helping you select the right vehicle for your needs. And they've got all the commercial vehicles. Andy Moore Ford has the biggest Super Duty inventory in the whole state. Over 100 Super Duty trucks are on the ground and ready for you and your business. And right now, you can save thousands on medium and heavy-duty commercial trucks because Andy always gives you more. Get it, Andy Moore? More. With an expert team and a fast turnaround, they know how to keep your business moving. Treat your fleet to more uptime and more efficiency, which means more profits. See for yourself why businesses like yours love Andy Moore Ford. 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield or online at Andy Moore Ford, MOHR. I love Andy. AndyMooreFord.com.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison, crash cleanup continues on this fatal crash from earlier this afternoon at southbound 65 at Southport Road, and 2 right lanes are closed with traffic stop and go back to I-465 delay right now, 51 minutes. A lot of people are on southbound 31 right now. It gets bad after Southport Road, so if you want to use that as a reroute, you can't expect delays. Eastbound 70 jammed up to downtown from Tibbs Avenue, delay at 9 minutes. Inbound 65 stop and go traffic 21st to Meridian Pad, and on the northeast side eastbound 465 dragging out of Keystone to the White River. Traffic sponsored by Honda of Fishers. Happy Honda Days. Visit Honda of Fishers now for great deals on new and used Hondas. Visit them in person or online at HondaOfFishers.com. That's HondaOfFishers.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thanks, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Thursday night looks to be cloudy with a little mix of rain and snow developing around midnight and getting more snowy as we move into Friday morning. Be aware the showers and snow showers will come around the morning commute. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Runner Sudis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
Well, Hammer, my kids are a little bit younger than yours. They are hoping for a lot of snow in the next few days. I got bad news for them, though. According to Wish TV and our sources over there and our news gathering partners.
Marcus.
Marcus.
Tara.
Tara. It looks like Christmas time, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, it's going to be like a lot of rain. Like highs in the 40s and stuff.
Dude, I can deal with that.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. Christmas, you want some snow, right? You want it to be a white Christmas.
1, I won't be here. And 2, I'm going as far away from snow as I can. I'm going to the southernmost point of the United States to get away from the cold and the snow.
Sure.
But, yeah, some people like that white Christmas. I've never been one of those people. Like, if I woke up on Christmas Day as a kid and it was 60 outside, that just means I can play outside a little longer without getting cold.
Now, the next few nights, I'm not talking about next week at Christmas, but tonight, tomorrow night, next couple days, something different.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty damn cold the next couple of nights, and light snow could be an issue for the commute in the morning. Now, I know that's not what Matt Bear wants to hear because that makes his life a living hell, but our pal Marcus Bailey over at Wish TV put out earlier today, our next system arrives after midnight tonight, which will bring a chance for some light snow or mixed precipitation across the WIBC area. Temperatures will fall into the lower 30s tonight. So if it gets below freezing, then we got ourselves a ball game for morning commute tomorrow. Could see up to an inch in accumulation if we get the snow. Not every area is going to get the snow, but that's something we're keeping our eye on. And then for tomorrow night, up in South Bend, Indiana, there's a little football game up there tomorrow.
That's right. Yeah.
Nige. And looks like they're expecting an inch of snow, but 15, 20 mile per hour winds, lows in the 20s. So it's going to be cold. When you get up to like South Bend and the region area, you get that lake effect wind and lake effect snow. So keep an eye on that. But I thought this was awesome. Again, I think it's going to be a great game. I've got a bet on this game. If you want to listen to the Degenerates Next Door podcast, Rob Kendall and I have got action on it. That's on Tuesday's podcast. But listen to this. I use head coach Kurt Cignetti. A lot of people feel like, cold weather benefits Notre Dame. They play more games in that type of environment. Take a listen to Coach Sig.
I hope it snows a foot and a half. We have a Canadian quarterback. Did you see him throw the ball against Purdue? I mean, this guy grew up like in the frigid north. He looked pretty good to me that night.
Yeah, he looked pretty good.
That was the 66-0 beatdown.
Correct.
IU over Purdue in Bloomington, and it was snowing. That was a very cold night.
Cold, freezing snow. Now, you want to hear a hot take? This is the kind of hot take you can only get on the Hammer and Nigel show. Notre Dame is better than Purdue. So we'll see how this plays out. I know you can do your victory lap on, hey, he played pretty good in that snow against Purdue. He could have been blindfolded against Purdue and had a good game.
What about this infamous loss? You're right, but this infamous loss that Notre Dame had against
Northern Illinois.
Northern Illinois.
The Fighting Ryan Deems of Northern Illinois, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, our friend of the show, Ryan Deem.
Right.
Yeah.
They seem to kind of do that every year, though, don't they? If you're a Notre Dame fan, Notre Dame will always beat somebody that's pretty good and lose to somebody that's not really good. That's kind of their thing, and that's been the case this year. Went on the road, beat Texas A&M in the opener, and you lose at home to Northern Illinois. But ever since then, now I know the schedule has not been very daunting, but they've put it on people. So we shall see what happens.
And so to hear and to understand who you're betting on for tomorrow, have to download the Degenerates podcast, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Now, Rob Kendall and I maybe have different opinions in this game.
Oh.
So I'm just throwing that out there.
Well.
Okay. So 6 clearly is the magic number now. Greg Taylor ousted as the Indiana Senate Minority Leader after a 6th person came out and said that there were sexual misconduct shenanigans taking place.
Well, there was a few of them before the Democrats elected him the minority leader.
Sure.
There was
they
like
ignored
2
those.
or 3. Yeah.
They ignored those.
Ignored him.
But they clearly had a number. They had a threshold that they were not going to take anymore, and I think 6 was the number.
So they doubled that number from 3 to 6, but I'm wondering if it had just been one more woman that came forward and said, hey, look, this happened. Like 5.
Right.
Or 4. 4, would the caucus have gotten together and said, hey, should we remove this guy? No. Let's see if there's any more ladies that come forward.
Right. If they double the number, then I guess we'll do something. Well, I'll be damned, the number got doubled, and 6 seems to be it. Now, I will say this. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, and
I'm not somebody that's in this camp of believe all women, because some women are skeezers. Flat out.
Well, Wow.
I mean, this is the week where we just heard that chick from the Duke lacrosse case come out and admit, yeah, I lied. Those kids, while they were in college, had their lives completely destroyed because of this horrible woman. Baseball player Trevor Bauer, he's still kind of blackballed from Major League Baseball because of some lies that were told.
And Greg Taylor, to his defense, is like, yeah, I don't know what these people are talking about. I deny these allegations. These were, 15 years ago.
Right.
I mean, okay.
Again, maybe he did it, maybe he didn't. I don't know. But now that there's a line been drawn here by the Democrats.
Six people.
Six people. How many people have spoken out in the mayor's office in Indianapolis? Are we at that threshold yet? Or do we need to get a few more to trigger some sort of response? Because don't forget,
ask me.
Major sexual harassment scandal taking place in one Boss Hogsett's office. And, man, it was a beautiful 48 hours when the media in the city covered that story. Oh, it was glorious. An amazing 48 hours of journalism, and now it's been wadded up and thrown in the trash can. Nobody cares anymore. Keeping our eye on what's happening in Washington, it looks like they're still trying to throw together some sort of bill to keep the government open. Now, the previous one that Johnson put together was what the kids call a turd. So nobody wanted that one. You got Elon Musk ripping it, Vivek ripping it, all the House Republicans, whether it's the Senate Republicans, House Republicans, they all thought the thing sucked. And the things that Johnson was agreeing on were ridiculous. But now we're seeing from Fox, there's chatter they're going to try to put a new turd out there before the deadline tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't care.
And I'm sure all of our lawmakers will have ample opportunity to read every single page to make sure that none of our tax money is being spent frivolously. I'm sure that's the case. Nigel, we've been talking a lot about the holiday season here. I'm getting ready to go on a little bit of a Christmas break myself.
Good for you.
If the birth of the little Jesus was an action movie, this would be the theme.
I'm guessing that her water broke.
See what we're doing here?
No one knows her infant would someday sit on heaven's throne.
Come on.
Highway to the
manger zone. Come on.
A donkey to the manger zone.
Manger zone.
Right.
Okay.
This stable will be fine. There's no room at the inn tonight.
Okay.
Mary's like, Joseph, what the heck? You could have booked a room on Priceline.
All right.
Highway to the manger zone.
I got it.
We're better than a manger for a newborn goat.
See? If you want to tell me that Jesus is the reason for the season, I agree with you. But that doesn't mean you still can't have a little fun with it. All right, Matt Bear, if somebody out there is on the highway to the manger zone, how are the roads?
No, stay off southbound 65 on the south side. Man, oh man, the crash cleanup continues, including the investigation from the fatal semi-crash from earlier this afternoon. At southbound 65 at Southport Road, 2 right lanes are closed right now, leaving 1 lane open, and traffic is jammed up back to 465. The entrance from Southport Road to southbound 65 has reopened, and southbound 31 south of Southport Road, man, you're going to hit pockets of stop traffic. Okay, it's clearing out a little bit. That is good. Inbound 65 stop and go from MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic from Belmont to the South Split. Traffic sponsored by Market District with locations in Carmel and Westfield. Discover the value of fresh at Market District. Find all the holiday season essentials in one place. Visit your Westfield and Carmel Market Districts to see how easy it is to be a foodie. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
37 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. We need you to get to the WIBC YouTube page right now. We need 60 more people to give us a thumbs up. That would get us to 100, and that would make us happy. Listen, we bust our butts for you guys, right? We have fun, we entertain, we inform, and every once in a while we get Allison on the video because I know you guys love Allison. So I tell you what, get us to 100 thumbs up before 5 o'clock. we'll find some way to get Allison on the camera. Okay? How about that? WIBC's YouTube page, give us a thumbs up, and we'll give you what you want. Don't go anywhere. Is this anything? Next.
It's a bully that will not let up until you do something about it. And the worst part is that the bullying happens when you're at your most vulnerable. You might as well have your hands tied behind your back while that bully puts one hand over your mouth and pinches your nose with the other. He'll let up, let you catch your breath, and then he'll do it again. Sleep apnea is a bully. Not long ago, we heard our friend John tell you about how his bully was stopping his breathing in his sleep over 145 times an hour. Think about what that can do to your body's organs. It's no wonder that the snowball effects of long-term obstructive sleep apnea are heart disease, stroke, even depression and anxiety. But this problem is solvable, and we have solutions, and you'll be surprised at how simple they are.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. It's time to put that bully in his place. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better.
AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
This is Kevin and Kim at Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. This special time of the year, family is important, and we are here to keep yours warm and happy, just like we have for 40 years.
We appreciate your business throughout the year, and we are always here for you if you need us. So from our family and our entire team at Reinhardt Heating and Cooling, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Breathe in the wonder and joy of Christmas, where the extraordinary often shines through the ordinary moments, through kindness, care, and compassion. At Franciscan Health, we provide care rooted in faith, love, and dignity, and believe life is a gift and every moment is extraordinary. So take a breath and give thanks as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas. Franciscan Health. Love your extraordinary life.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's jewelry experts.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Is this anything?
Come on.
Some toothless, stinky hillbilly in Alabama stole a car, and then when the police caught up with him, he tried to make a run for it. But he was caught and detained by a guy in a Santa suit.
Nice.
Who happened to be a retired deputy.
Nice.
Here is the retired deputy talking about stopping this, I'm sure, smelly virgin.
Yeah, it was kind of hard. I mean, the guy, he was young. I'm old. I'm 61. But the instinct kicked in. I just did what I did, you know. I chased him. I grabbed him. We took him to the ground. And thankfully, my cousin was right there to help. And we put his hands behind his back. And the officer got on top of him and handcuffed him.
Yeah, the 61-year-old deputy should not be selling himself short. That is old man strength.
Hell yeah, it is.
Okay, so this 18-year-old weasel was on the run, and the guy that got him was a guy in his 60s in a Santa suit that happened to be retired, a police officer. Old man strength. It's a real thing.
Totally is. How would you like to see that if, like, you were driving down the road and you look over and you see somebody making a run for it, and then this dude in a Santa suit just chases him down like Lawrence Taylor back in '86 and just spears the dude?
I had a vision of that scene in the Terminator. Terminator 2, where the guy was chasing him down, except he was in a Santa outfit.
Correct.
That's what it was. Good for him. And you have to assume the cop was doing a good deed. He was in a Santa suit, probably helping facilitate, Christmas for kids or something like that.
Toys for Tots
or
something. Yeah.
I love it.
Now, when you say old man strength, like for those who don't understand what you're talking about, to me, like old man strength means I don't know if I could bench press a certain number, but if I have to move furniture, I can pick that sumbitch up and move it to where it needs to be.
If I'm coming up on an accident, car on the side of the road that's tipped over, I'm channeling my inner Hulk.
Yes.
And lifting it up so the person inside that's trapped can get out. That happens, right?
You get that adrenaline rush,
Yes.
man. Yeah. Now, the next day, you can't get out of bed, but for that moment, it's awesome.
Allison is looking at us like that's not a real thing.
Oh, it's a real
thing. It certainly is.
It sure as hell is. Is this anything? A woman in Ohio who loves Fireball whiskey just turned 106 years old.
Yeah.
Her name is Florence, but people call her Fireball Flo. She was also in the news last year when Fireball sent her a bunch of swag for her 105th birthday. Here she is making a speech on number 106.
I'm so happy to still be here and see all you wonderful people, and let's have a good time. Well, how about that? You see, my family always had a lot of fun. We always had a lot of fun, and I never got over that.
Sounds like Emperor Palpatine. My family never got over that. No, I think this is awesome. 106 years old. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make fun. Fireball whiskey, Fireball Flow?
Yeah, Fireball Flow.
Especially since Fireball is probably filled with ingredients that aren't very good for you. High fructose corn syrup, to just name one.
Well, who are you going to believe? Some egghead scientist or a doctor or Flo? Flo's living, walking, breathing proof that Fireball was healthy.
God, 106.
And she sounds better than Biden. She does. Like you just heard Flo right there.
Oh, you're so, yeah, totally right.
That speech we played from Biden earlier this week where like 90% of him was just coughing and then trying to talk while coughing. How gross was that? Meanwhile, Flo's up here. She's ready to go one-on-one with Eminem in like a rap battle. Good for her. Is this anything? A video is going viral of an Airbnb host doing a walkthrough of his property, showing off his most recent guests that trashed the place. On top of that, they sent him a $1,000 invoice for redecorating services. Here is some of the video from Vince showing off the bizarre damage.
The guest just left. Checkout time was 10 a.m. Several of these items were outside, which you can see they're covered by snow. Several pieces of furniture were moved into the garage. There was substance smeared on the walls, including on the light switch. Several pieces of furniture have been rearranged. The heat is set to 50.
Yeah, this is why I could never do what people that own Airbnbs, like Ethan Hatcher, our guy here that does Saturday Nights on the Circle. He owns a lot of properties and he rents them out. People are just animals. They just destroy. When we go to Florida, we rent out a house. We usually try to keep it very nice, and and we'll get charged if we don't.
Right. But you don't smear anything on the wall?
No smearing of anything.
Allison, what do you think was smeared on the wall? What do you think, Allison? What do you think it was?
Something brown.
Something brown, Nige.
Coffee grounds?
Something brown.
Let's hope.
Could be dirt. Could be coffee grounds.
We don't know.
Could be
dried blood.
Feces.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man. High five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Up top, Bike Shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messethorpe, Dubois,
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years!
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
This holiday, shop at Helzberg and get up to 50% off select jewelry, like a unique engagement ring to say,
I want to spend my life with you.
a stunning tennis bracelet that says,
You thought I forgot our anniversary?
or huggy hoop earrings that tell her.
See, I was listening.
Come to the Helzberg holiday sale and get up to 50% off select engagement rings and fine jewelry. A perfect gift designed with the love and care worthy of your story. Visit a Helzberg store or helzberg.com.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He had a machete. 37 degrees, cloudy in downtown Indianapolis. There's not much to worry about on your radar at the moment. Low of about 32 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:30. Indy Metro Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting that happened around 2 this afternoon. They had got a call to go help a woman who had been shot on Warman Avenue.
Officers began canvassing the area when they heard active shots being fired. Moments later, officers located an individual matching the suspect description, and that individual was believed to have been armed with a machete. Officers approached the individual, gave loud verbal commands, and at some point an officer-involved shooting occurred.
IMPD Officer Drew Brown says the suspect is in critical condition. Lake effect snow is going to hit northern Indiana tomorrow. Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says heavy snow could fall in areas where a narrow band lingers.
You could be, like I said, in a clear area, no travel impacts whatsoever, and then 20 minutes later, you're underneath snow. And so that's something different is when we get our more widespread snow events, it's typically affecting a large area all at once.
The snowfall is supposed to start tonight in Indianapolis. Not supposed to get as much accumulation as places like South Bend, but you might get some enough to impact your drive to work at least tomorrow. Luigi Mangione is back in New York today after he waived his right to an extradition hearing in Pennsylvania.
He will be arraigned today on his indictment for the killing of Brian Thompson, CEO of United Healthcare, and he'll be arraigned in federal court.
NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch, the 26-year-old suspect, is facing federal charges of murder and stalking in addition to the state charges. He's pleaded not guilty in the whole thing. A man convicted of killing 2 girls in Delphi says he's refusing to participate in a pre-sentence report. Ryan Hedrick reports.
A pre-sentence report helps a judge dig into somebody's background, like criminal history, mental health, and how their crime impacted others. You could think of it as a last shot for leniency. Last month, Richard Allen was convicted of killing Abby Williams and Libby German near Delphi's Monon High Bridge. His attorneys say they'll appeal the conviction. Carroll County prosecutors got the conviction without DNA evidence or a murder weapon. Allen's sentencing is scheduled for Friday.
And at the closing bell, the Dow, not as bad as it was yesterday. It was up by 15 points today, closing at 42,342. The NASDAQ was down by 19, finishing at 19,372. The S&P 500 also dropped. It was in the red by 5 today, closing at 5,867. Traffic and weather in about 60 seconds. It's 4:32.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess.
I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
The traffic at 434. How's it going, Matt Bear?
Harrison, we are looking at southbound 65 at Southport Road where that fatal semi-crash occurred earlier this afternoon. Right now, all lanes just reopened, okay? Southbound 65 at Southport Road, all lanes open. Cleanup continues on the right shoulder, so traffic will continue to be slow, but it should start to pick up at the front of the line here. In the meantime, we're stopped all the way back to Keystone Avenue. In Greenwood, we now have a crash. It's northbound 65 at County Line Road. That's blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Main Street, exit 99. Southbound 65 at Grind from MLK to the north split. Eastbound 70 slow off Belmont into the south split. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Guys, what are you waiting for? For that special Christmas gift this season, let Pierce Jewelers bring that sparkle back into her life with a diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Remember, shop local, shop smart. Shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Thursday night looks to be cloudy with a little mix of rain and snow developing around midnight and getting more snowy as we move into Friday morning. Be aware the showers and snow showers will come around the morning commute. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Sutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. We will waste no time and get right to the hotline. Bring on one of our favorites, Bill O'Reilly. BillO'Reilly.com, iconic host of The Factor, best-selling New York Times author. His latest book, Confronting the Presidents, out now, would make the perfect Christmas gift. Mr. O'Reilly, how's the book doing? How are you, man?
Let's see, 15 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. Be number 5 on Sunday. So I'd say we're doing okay. We debuted at number 1, as you know.
And it's a departure from the Killing series, correct?
Yes, this is a new series, Confronting. We'll have a second Confronting book out in September. But Confronting the Presidents is a huge bestseller because people, with the election this year, wanted to know, who are the good guys, who are the bad guys, and we pretty clearly lay that out in the book. I have not been challenged at all on this book. I thought I would get some pinheads, or at the University of Indiana yelling at me or something like that. But no, it's been a clear sell, and it is a good Christmas gift, and I very much appreciate you guys mentioning it.
So if given the opportunity to confront Joe Biden today, what would you say? What would you ask him?
Well, first of all, I'd apologize to him. And I'd say, I'm sorry that I'm calling you the second worst president in U.S. history, but I have to be honest, you are. So I don't know if that's going to get the conversation off to a rollicking start, but it's absolutely true. And the reason is, unlike other bad presidents like Herbert Hoover, the Depression, like Franklin Pierce, who was drunk every night, like Lyndon Johnson, who lied about the Vietnam War, all of those people inherited problems they could not solve. Biden created the problems.
Yes.
And that is the huge difference. Never before in our history have I found a president that created problems that harmed his own people. And Joe Biden did that on 4 or 5 different occasions.
And Bill, what's the reason? It can't be as simple as, we're going to open up the southern border and let as many people in as we possibly can, and eventually they're turned into Democrat voters. I mean, I'm sure that's part of it. I mean, it seems like there's something bigger, though, nefarious. Can you pinpoint? I mean, I heard you talking the other night about these super sanctuary cities that are still going on, like in San Diego, for instance. Yeah, well, Biden and his cabinet have never explained why they opened the border, which is insulting to every single American. It's just absolutely, it's like the drone thing now. Hey, just tell us what it is. You know. Right. Just tell us. But it's like, F you, we're not going to say anything. We opened the border for whatever reason. I can guess that they wanted to be woke. They wanted to be virtue signalers and the poor, downtrodden people, because there is a movement led by the ACLU to open the border. George Soros wants to completely open the border. No boundaries, one world. And apparently Biden believes that, if he believes anything. I don't even think the man has a single belief. But nevertheless, it is such a catastrophe that will haunt the country for decades. Trump will seal it on up, and he'll deport some people. But this thing, the unintended consequences, is going to be with us for decades.
And, Bill, you bring up a great point. The lack of transparency. I mean, it's one thing to be bad at your job, but to be bad at your job and then not give any answers, not have, the president of the United States be the one to actually speak to the press. That's what's got people fired up for this next administration. Nigel and I talk about this all the time, Bill. I can't remember a time in my life where so many people were fired up for cabinet members to get to work, right?
Well, it's a war because the Trump administration basically said, look, if you elect us, we're going to clean it up. We're going to go into Washington and clean it up. So we're going to nominate bomb throwers to blow up the Department of Justice, to blow up the FBI, to blow up other departments that we believe are corrupt and ideological driven. That's why, and the left and progressive movement doesn't want that. They want business as usual. So that's why we have all this catastrophe. You mentioned San Diego sanctuary cities, about 10 of them. Boston, Denver, L.A., San Francisco, San Diego, and there are about 5 others, Baltimore. What has to happen there is as soon as Trump is sworn in, the Department of Homeland Security, run by a very tough guy now, Holman, has got to swear out some warrants for criminal aliens in some of these jurisdictions. Once the warrant isn't honored by the governor, the mayor, whoever, arrest them. Kash Patel is going to be the head of the FBI. Get on a plane, get on the FBI plane, fly to San Diego, put the county supervisor in cuffs.
Do you like Kash Patel? If he is indeed the guy, if he gets through the whole process, do you like Kash Patel?
I don't know him that well. I've interviewed him twice. He answered the questions. He is a Trump loyalist. There's no doubt about that. He's got a lot of experience. So he's certainly capable of running the FBI, unlike Hegseth, who I don't know if he's capable of running the largest corporation in the world, which is the Pentagon. I know he doesn't have any experience, but Patel does. So that's why I say Patel's going to be confirmed. No Republican senator is going to vote against him. Like him, I don't know. I'm willing to give him a fair shot.
Bill O'Reilly, BillO'Reilly.com, author of the best-selling book, Confronting the Presidents. You also wrote a book a couple of years ago on Donald Trump, again, a departure from the Killing series. Has Donald Trump changed? I don't know when the last time you've talked to him is. I know you got to interview him extensively for that last book you wrote about him, but something's changed about Donald Trump. Is that palpable? Can you tell that we're dealing with sort of a different Donald Trump, a different attitude here as we're moving forward, going into the inauguration?
Well, he has a sense of relief. I talked to him last week extensively.
Okay.
Off the record, of course. What I picked up was 2 things. He's relieved, as anybody would be. He went through hell. And I wrote a message of the day on BillO'Reilly.com saying this is the high point of Donald Trump's life. He wiped out all his adversaries, wiped out Kamala, wiped out the Democratic Party, wiped out the corrupt media. I mean, that's the trifecta. That's pretty impressive. Never before done in our history. So I got a sense of relief, and he was very focused on what we were talking about, much more so than I've seen him. He usually kind of rambles around. I mean, it's entertaining, but we were talking about pretty serious stuff, and he was really laser locked in. So I'm optimistic that he's going to de-intensify the beefs, CNN is this, fake news is that. You don't need that anymore. You already beat them. It's like the Colts. I have money on the Colts on Sunday.
Do you really?
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
And because the Titans are awful.
Yes.
Now the Colts are okay, but if the Colts are winning 40-0, you don't have to score another touchdown just because I'm betting on you. The spread's only 4.
Right.
I win. Right.
Right.
So it's the same thing with Trump. All right. You don't have to kick CNN anymore. They're done, and you did it. You did it. So that's when you beat somebody, your adversary, so like he has, kind of just washes over you, and I think that's where he is. That doesn't mean he's not feisty. It doesn't mean he's not going to be aggressive, but I'm hoping that the things that don't matter, he just lets them go.
Bill, how confident are you that in these next 2 years, leading up to the next midterms, Donald Trump, the House, the Senate, they can get done a lot of the things they campaigned on, they've talked about, things this country needs? It's a 2-year window here. How confident are you?
Well, they get the border done. Because Mexico has to put the troops on the northern and southern border like they had when Trump left office first time around. And if Claudia Sheinbaum doesn't do that, Trump will break her. He'll break the economy down there. And he could do that in a month. So that's a fait accompli. That's already done. I do believe they have a deal, a ceasefire deal, in Ukraine verbally. I think Trump and Putin have that deal. Putin's in bad trouble. Ruble's collapsed. He's taken hundreds of thousands of casualties for what? The guy can't even come out in Moscow and throw a snowball, or he'll get blown up.
Right.
All right? I mean, the guy can't come. He has to live underground. His own people want to kill him. So he's got to get out of that. Middle East very complicated. I don't expect a fast turnaround there. And driving prices down in America, there's going to be a lot of oil hitting the market, and that should do it. But there are going to be certain companies that are overcharging, particularly insurance companies and food companies, that are not going to want to drop their prices. And the only way to Trump to fight that is to go out and hold a press conference and name those companies.
Okay, I want to take a quick break. Speaking with Bill O'Reilly. When we come back, I want to ask Bill about his time at The Factor and how that show in cable news back in the day became such a juggernaut. That's next on the Hammer and Nigel Show. Hey, have you guys tried Barkeep vodka yet? If you have not, you're missing out. Don't show up to that holiday party empty-handed. Pick up a bottle of Barkeep vodka. It's local. It's made in Indy, and they use this compression filtering process that reduces the bite and the burn and the aftertaste, and it's a better value than almost all the other top-shelf vodkas.
Distilled with corn from Indiana farmers and sold at a low price. So, pick up a bottle, make the spirits bright. Barkeep Vodka, sold at Indiana grocery and liquor stores or barkeepvodka.com.
Around here, it's a little less about presents and a little more about presents. To celebrate, to share, and to give thanks. To be there. And right now, you can be there in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Shop any of Hubler's 12 locations or visit drivehubler.com and choose from over 2,000 vehicles. Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. You can be there for years to come because Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations. May your season be full of presents. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. The year-end clearance event is now through Monday. Save 50% off all in stock and special order Lazy Boy and Smith Brothers with extra discounts for cash and 12 months interest-free financing. That's every sofa, recliner, sectional. Plus, get a free large Big Green Egg with select Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster mattresses. Hurry, sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus with free delivery.
A paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales of vacation ownership. For complete details, please visit fvgradio.com.
If you want a 100% complimentary stay at a luxury resort in Cancun, airfare not included, then Family Vacation Getaways is your ticket to paradise. See website for complete details. We're giving away 5 days and 4 nights to the first 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. Do you know it? Call now. 800-428-7054. 800-428-7054. You're also eligible for an exciting bonus vacation to Orlando, Florida for just $398. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your travel up to 18 months. Name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. And you get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation to Orlando for just $398. What are you waiting for? Call 800-428-7054. 800-428-7054 and give us your answer.
The preceding is not a contest and is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways and not sponsored by this program or its affiliates.
From sugar cookie crumbs in the kitchen to pine needles under the tree, count on Steel for Christmas cleanup made easy with the SEA20 battery-powered handheld vacuum. Now just $99.99. Power up the holiday and give a gift from the top of their wish list. Visit your local Steel dealer today or shop online at steelusa.com. Was $159.99 MSRP. Includes battery and charger. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Show your true love and spoil her with that one special Christmas gift from Pierce Jewelers that will say, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
LD Smith Plumbing takes on the worst, the dirty and stinky sewer and drain jobs, and gives you plumbing solutions that work. Online at ldsmithplumbing.com.
Guys, what are you waiting for? For that special Christmas gift, let Pierce Jewelers bring that sparkle back into her life with a diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
All right, I promised the YouTube community that if you got us to 100 likes, 100 thumbs up, that I'd get producer Allison on the camera.
Yeah.
There she is, ladies and gentlemen, all of her glory. Blow a kiss to everybody, Miss Allison. There you go. See, I'm a man of my word. Now, Matt Bear, we got the good news out of the way. I got a bad feeling you're going to tell me bad news here.
Actually, I have better news for once. I'm glad to tell you on the south side, southbound 65 at Southport Road, all lanes are now open. The crash is cleared, and traffic is finally starting to move out. Now, we are still slow in pockets back to South Keystone Avenue. Some of you might have been waiting forever. Should be gone before too long. Please have a safe ride home. Greenwood crash, northbound 65 after County Line Road, left lane closed, stop to Greenwood exit Main 99. Looking at inbound 65, that's loaded. MLK to the north split. Eastbound 70, stop and go Belmont into the south split. And inbound 69 jamming from 106th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Life is a collection of moments that last forever, so make them last and make them count with that symbol of everlasting love, a diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
37 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
The Hammer and Nigel Show. We are back with Bill O'Reilly. Bill, one more thing before we let you go. I wanted to pivot to your career. I mean, I remember being in my 20s. I'm 48 now, and just the first real exposure I had to cable news was The Factor. I would get off my rock radio job at 10 o'clock. I had you taped every night, crack open a six-pack every night, spin it with Bill O'Reilly. And I was just wondering, if you think back to those days, like, what was it about The Factor that became so successful and so monumental, like the crux of what you were doing there in cable news TV at night?
Well, first of all, it's best to watch me, no matter what forum, intoxicated.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, I was just...
You're ahead of the game.
I was taking the edge off. I wasn't totally inebriated.
I understand. I understand better than anybody. The success of the Factor was due to two things. Number one, I was authentic. You may not agree with me, but I'm not a phony. I'm not a liar. I'm not a manipulator. People don't tell me what to say. Now on network and cable news, all of these people, and I mean all of them, are taking orders on what to say. And you don't say it, you're gone. And that never happened. And so people didn't know what to expect. I'm not an ideologue. I don't come on. I'm not pushing a party. I'm obviously a traditional American. I believe in the tenets that made us strong and that we shouldn't do away with them. And I'm very anti-woke. In fact, we have not woke gear on BillO'Reilly.com. It's the fastest-selling stuff we've ever had. All right, and I don't like this DEI. It's not constitutionally. It doesn't line up with our freedoms, and I'm outspoken. But I'm not pushing a certain political party. I vote for some Democrats. I want the best problem solvers. So anyway, when I stormed on, that wasn't done. I mean, my main competition was Larry King, who could barely get through the show. Yeah. Larry, I remember telling my staff, hey, I'm going to beat this guy in 3 months. He can hardly breathe out there. This guy needs an oxygen tent. If I can't beat him, I'm leaving. I'm quitting the business. And we, overwhelmed him.
And I got to tell you, I think it's fascinating. Now you have not maybe nightly hits, but weekly hits with Chris Cuomo. Is that News Nation, right? I mean, that's a guy that, look, on this show, we played tons of clips from Chris Cuomo over the past 5 years, sort of giving him a hard time. And it seems like this guy has kind of maybe had some sort of turnaround or come to Jesus moment, even though you two.
I'm taking 100% credit for that.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
I love those segments you do with him.
Thank you. But, News Nation is very kind to me, and I'm happy to be there. But our main, I've hit this wave again. So I hit the cable news wave in 1996 when it first started. And now I've hit the YouTube wave. All of our stuff's on YouTube now. And all over the world, and I mean millions of people watch clips of my broadcast every night, and extensive clips. I just finished an interview with Le Express in Paris, big, powerful newspaper over there in Europe, and they have no clue about Donald Trump because all they get is the state-run media over there telling them stuff that isn't true. I set them straight, but our reach now is far beyond what we had at Fox News, but you'll never hear that story reported.
Number one on the New York Times bestseller list, Confronting the Presidents from Bill O'Reilly. You can find it anywhere books are sold. Bill, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. You've not only been great to this station over the years, but to this show, the Hammer and Nigel show specifically, an absolute pleasure and honor to always have you on. You're welcome anytime.
Well, you guys are the best, and we never take this for granted.
No.
And we're always very pleased when you guys invite us on. And I want you and your families to have a great, blessed Christmas. The same thing to everybody listening. And we'll talk again early 2025.
Excellent, Bill. Thank you. Best to you and yours. It's a Hammer and Nigel show.
Pat Sullivan here with Michaela of Michaelis. If you have water damage, why should you call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. On call 24/7, 365. We are IICRC certified and will restore your space to pre-loss condition or better. And we work through the entire insurance process on your behalf to make it easy.
Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIX-INDY.
Big Joe here for your independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical. This holiday season, if you need them, they'll be there. B+W.com or 317-243-3581. For all your heating, plumbing, and electrical needs, B&W has served Indianapolis since 1961. 243-3581. That's 243-3581. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from your friends at B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard dealer serving Central Indiana.
Tech scams, identity thieves, data leaks. Hearing about these online threats every day can be stressful. But don't worry. McAfee Total Protection is here to help you live a worry-free life online. What does worry-free mean? Well, it means you won't have to wonder if that text message is a scam, if new threats will pop up on your PC, or if you're safe from identity theft. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes available online or in person. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted.
Not available in Washington State.
Breathe in the wonder and joy of Christmas, where the extraordinary often shines through the ordinary moments, through kindness, care, and compassion. At Franciscan Health, we provide care rooted in faith, love, and dignity, and believe life is a gift and every moment is extraordinary. So take a breath and give thanks as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas. Franciscan Health. Love your extraordinary life.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When it's time to renovate, it's time to call Booher. BOOHER, BooherRemodeling.com, because it's about the process. It's about dealing with professionals who are with you every step of the way, communicating how things work. The best craftsmen and professionals who have been doing kitchens and bathrooms in Indianapolis for 2 decades. Talk to Booher Remodeling today about how they work and why it will work for you and your new kitchen. Call 317-852-5546, 852-5546, or online at Booher. BOOHER, BooherRemodeling.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes, IMPD's investigating an officer-involved shooting that happened at the west side today. Snow could arrive as early as tonight and impact your drive to work tomorrow. And all lanes now open on southbound 65 after a fatal wreck involving a semi this morning. Those stories coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
A new plan to keep the government open. Lisa Brady, Fox News. The day after a short-term spending bill collapsed under pressure from the president-elect and his incoming government efficiency chief, Elon Musk.
This is not necessarily a deal. What this is a proposal from House Republicans. This is Plan B.
Fox's Chad Pergram at the Capitol.
It would be a clean 3-month interim spending bill. So in other words, they re-up all current funding at the present levels. 3 months, okay, get you into next year. Clear the decks for President-elect Trump. Clean farm aid, as we're told, $110 billion in disaster relief to deal with the hurricanes. That's something that's been in there for a long time. No offsets to that. That's something that some, conservatives and fiscal hawks were talking about. And also, and this is the new thing that was introduced by President-elect Trump yesterday, was a 2-year suspension of the debt ceiling to January of 2027.
Current funding runs out tomorrow night, and the president-elect had signaled he was willing to have a government shutdown to get a new deal. He is calling the new proposal a very good deal for the American people, but it's not clear yet if Democrats will support it after slamming Republicans for reneging on the original deal. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries calls the new proposal laughable and not serious. The man accused of killing the United Healthcare CEO, shooting him in the back on a New York City street, is now back in New York and facing federal as well as state charges. Luigi Mangione appearing in federal court this afternoon after an earlier court appearance in Pennsylvania waiving extradition. Court documents revealing new evidence about planning the shooting.
Back in August, investigators say he was writing about how he was going to whack a healthcare CEO. So this has been going on for months, according to police, saying, quote, the details are finally coming together. The target is insurance. It checks every box.
Fox's Alexis McAdams. The new federal charges include stalking and murder by firearm, which can carry the death penalty. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What happened on the west side? 37 degrees, cloudy at the moment over the monuments. Nothing in your radar for now, although it could snow later. Low of 32 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Indy Metro Police say they found a gun and a machete on the scene of an officer-involved shooting this afternoon. They had gone to help a woman who had been shot on Warman Avenue, but not long after finding their suspect is when the shooting started.
That individual who was struck by gunfire was transported to an area hospital and last listed in critical condition. At this time, we do not believe there to be any suspects outstanding, and we do not believe there to be any threat to the public.
IMPD Officer Drew Brown with an update earlier this afternoon. Snow's supposed to show up tonight. It could mess with your drive to work tomorrow morning.
It'll get cooler and more snow will come in Friday morning. Total snow amounts ranging from a few tenths south of I-70 to all the way up to an inch or maybe a little bit more in the Kokomo, Muncie areas.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says it could be even worse if you go up north. They're going to be dealing with lake effect snow. If you're a college football fan, that could be visible during the Notre Dame IU game tomorrow night. There was a fatal wreck on I-65 this morning. A truck driver had died after the truck went off the road and crashed into a guardrail not far from Southport Road.
Emergency crews are on scene of a single vehicle fatal crash that has all lanes closed on the southbound side. It's also creating quite a backup on I-65 northbound, all in the area of Southport Road.
State Police Sergeant John Perrine from earlier this morning. All lanes have since reopened on southbound 65. And this holiday season, while you eat, your pets may be eating some of those table scraps. But Sasha Nixon reports some of those foods can be dangerous for your animals.
Dr. Maddie Golahowski with the Zionsville Animal Hospital says things like chocolate, grapes, raisins, and stuffing are best left for humans. If your pet gets into an unsafe item, you may notice
vomiting, diarrhea. Sometimes it's just like they don't want to eat. Sometimes it's lethargy. We can also see them having some changes to their urination habits. Sometimes they're drinking more, acting lethargic, things like that. Their heart rate speeds up. Sometimes they get hyperactive.
Find emergency vet resources at emergencyvet247.com. Sasha Nixon, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
The traffic on the fives at 5:05. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison, you were talking about this fatal semi-crash on southbound 65 at Southport Road. Yes, all lanes and everything has reopened. The crash has cleared, and traffic has cleared out for the most part as well. But we look at southbound 31 now, and half the city went to that as a reroute. We're seeing stop traffic from Southport Road and other major intersections like Stop 11, County Line, and Worsville. Looking at northbound 65 in Greenwood, crash after County Line Road. It's blocking two left lanes, stopping us back to Main Street, exit 99. That's a 16-minute delay. Inbound 65, stop-and-go traffic from MLK to Meridian Penn, 8 minutes on the delay. At eastbound 70, slow from Belmont to the South Split. That's 4 additional minutes. Traffic sponsored by Audible. Make traffic work for you with Audible. Explore new worlds or get inspired listening to audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Thursday night looks to be cloudy with a little mix of rain and snow developing around midnight and getting more snowy as we move into Friday morning. Be aware the showers and snow showers will come around the morning commute. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renard Sutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Speaker Johnson. Mike Johnson. His speakership hanging in the balance. when talking about this spending deal, the CR, the continuing resolution, this whole thing that is about to collapse, if it hasn't already, Hammer.
The first one, the one we've been making fun of for the last 24 hours, is already DOA. Dead, as Donald Trump would say. Dead. So now I guess from what we're hearing from our friends at Fox News, they're trying to throw another one together and possibly vote on it tomorrow. Now, again, my problem with this is that there is absolutely no way people are going to have time to go through all of these pages and see the bull crap that's in this thing.
Well, as Nancy Pelosi once said, look, you have to pass the bill to see what's in it.
That's right.
I don't understand what's not to understand.
So they're going to be picking a new Speaker of the House on January 3rd.
Is that right? Have you heard like Rand Paul and like Marjorie Taylor Greene want to see, like they're thinking like it could be Elon Musk?
It doesn't have to be a member of Congress that's the Speaker of the House.
It's like not out of the realm of possibility. I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. Elon has a lot on his plate.
Right.
With flying spaceships and electric cars and the Doge task that he's with Vivek. But yeah, there are some people that are openly saying, because he kind of scuttled this initial bill.
Yes. He was the one that put the tweet out there about how much of a piece of crap this thing was, and that's when
the spending bill,
everybody came together, like the establishment people and the MAGA people. They all got together to do that Predator high five, like Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers, and that left Johnson sitting there with all this egg on his face. Now, again, January 3rd, that's the date they're going to be picking a Speaker of the House, and it sounds like Johnson's losing a lot of support. A little too busy taking cool selfies, at events with Donald Trump and not going over things he needs to keep the government open. Like, I get he's in a very tough spot because the Republicans are pretty diverse. You've got swamp monster, just establishment, squish. You've got the MAGA folks, right? You got to make them all happy. And I get that's very difficult. But you can't be signing off on some of the crap that you signed off on to pass that first round. You just can't do that. And already we're hearing Thomas Massey, the representative from Kentucky, come out and say, yeah, I plan to oppose Johnson as Speaker of the House. Now, he didn't say who he was going to support, did not say that he was going to run per se. He just said, quote, I've got a few people in mind. I'm not going to say yet.
And trust me, there's a contingent of people, legislators, lawmakers, that really don't care if the government shuts down or not. It could be a good thing that would facilitate something better on the horizon after Donald Trump takes office.
Right. Like, don't threaten me with a good time. I get there will be some hiccups if you shut the government down. But looking at this objectively, if it means passing through a bill where you add another $1 billion to the deficit and you're giving money for some of these damn ridiculous things, shut it down. We will deal with the national parks later. We will deal with some of this other stuff later. Just wait till Donald Trump gets in there. It's an all-new Congress. Everybody gets sworn in, and let's go from there. Because this lame duck Congress trying to pass something before Christmas, all they're going to do is screw you. That's all they're going to do. Big news earlier today in Georgia, the district attorney, Big Fat Fannie Willis, disqualified from the Donald Trump election case in Georgia.
She's the district attorney that appointed her boyfriend, basically, to oversee the election interference case with Donald Trump. Yeah.
And boyfriend may or may not have been using taxpayer money to fly her big rear end all around the country, whiner, diner, and well, I don't know how the end of that goes.
I've not seen the size of her rear end. I don't know. I can't comment on that.
You've not?
No.
Well, I've watched some video, and that thing's got its own website. But she was thrown off the case. I'm fat. I can say that. She was thrown off this thing, and now it sounds like it's going to be dead. Completely dead. Dead. which for those of you scoring at home, all of the legal stuff involving Donald Trump, from New York to Florida to, Georgia, all of this stuff is not going to be a problem for him moving forward. Even CNN's legal analysts are coming out saying, without Fani Willis, this was like personal for her because she was campaigning on going toe-to-toe with the big bad orange man.
Sure.
Without her, nobody really gives a damn here. She was just trying to advance her career, but the problem was she wasn't smart enough to keep her britches up and not hook up with a dude who may or may not have been married and using taxpayer money to fly her around the country.
I love it when people use the word britches to describe their pants. Britches is such a great word from the 1950s.
I've always said, once I make my money off my funeral network and my execution pay-per-view,
yes,
I'm going to open up a women's clothing store where we sell women's pants and pantyhose. We're going to call it Britches and Hose. Britches and Hose from the people who brought you the All Funeral Channel, the pay-per-view execution channel, top-notch britches and top-notch hose. Here to weigh in, talking about pantyhose.
No, yeah.
Yo-yo pantyhose.
I understand, yes.
Here to weigh in on what's transpired in the great state of Georgia with Fani Willis. Ladies and gentlemen, AI Donald Trump.
Big Fat Fanny was removed from the case, just like her totally unqualified lover removed her massive G-string while gallivanting on the Georgia taxpayers' dime. And let's be honest, if Fanny was wearing it, it can't be considered a G-string. It was more like a bedsheet with two big holes in it.
AI Donald Trump weighing in on what's happening in Georgia. Nigel's making me laugh right now. I'm trying to move on.
God. Oh.
Can I hear it one more time, Allison, please?
Big Fat Fanny was removed from the case, just like her totally unqualified lover removed her massive G-string while gallivanting on the Georgia taxpayers' dime. And let's be honest, if Fanny was wearing it, it can't be considered a G-string. It was more like a bedsheet with two big holes in it.
AI Donald Trump right there. It is the holiday season, Nige. We've got Christmas lights in the studio, a couple little trees around here. I know my wife loves Christmas all year long. She's not only the crazy coupon lady, she's the crazy Christmas lady.
Yeah.
Does your wife get into like these Hallmark movies about Christmas that are on all the time?
Not the movies, but after Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, it is all decorations all the time. I'm not sure about the Hallmark Thanksgiving movies, though. Or I'm sorry, the Hallmark Christmas movies. Now,
they all kind of have the same plot, right? Like, you know the theme of a Hallmark movie. If the Hammer and Nigel show were asked to put together a Hallmark movie, this would be one of them.
Tonight on the Hallmark Channel, Christmas at a Christmas tree farm. He's a widower architect from the big city with perfect teeth, 20-inch biceps, and a precocious 5-year-old daughter who's sweet enough to give you a cavity. She's a former lingerie model who's unable to have a child of her own, who now works on her parents' Christmas tree farm. Will they meet and find love? What are you, a moron? It's Christmas at a Christmas tree farm, tonight on the Hallmark Channel.
Again, all of these movies kind of sound the same. Here is another one.
He was a meth head with an unhealthy attraction to farm animals.
Sir, step away from the cow.
She was the county sheriff with a heart of gold. Tonight on Hallmark's Countdown to Christmas, the Hallmark Channel original, A County Jail Christmas.
Pookie, I got you something for Christmas.
Lime chili shrimp ramen. I love you, Sheriff. Regardless of how you smuggle it in, love is never contraband.
Sheriff, can you make it sound like a goat?
A County Jail Christmas.
Oh, Sheriff.
Only on the Hallmark Channel.
Step away from the cow?
It's a Hallmark movie. People are just going to go with it. They're in the spirit. Matt Bear, he's in the spirit, and he has a look at the roads.
Greenwood crash northbound 65 before County Line Road. 2 left lanes blocked. Traffic stop to Main Street exit 99 for an 11-minute delay. Southbound 65 has cleared at Southport Road from the fatal crash from earlier. Lots of rerouters on southbound 31. You will hit delays once you get to Southport Road. Inbound 65 stop-and-go traffic MLK to Meridian Bend. Stalled northeast side northbound 465 at I-69. Right lane closed and traffic is slow back to Penn Pike. Traffic sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store and everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, we've got 37 degrees at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Coming up here in about 15 minutes, Rob Kendall. He's going to rip off his shirt, grease himself up, and yell at us. We call that going off the rails. That is what's going to happen coming up at 5:33. But up next, a fun round of Are You Okay With This? 37 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Christmas, as you're picking out gifts for loved ones, take a moment to think about the future gift you can give yourself. The gift of a secure retirement. Howard Bailey Financial is here to help you unwrap the possibilities of peace and confidence. With our free retirement toolkit, you'll get practical steps and insights to plan for the years ahead. From saving strategies to planning tips, this toolkit is like a financial compass for your future. And best of all, it's completely free to download. Don't wait until next year to start planning. Text GIFT to 888-262-1104. Download your free retirement toolkit and give yourself the gift of financial confidence this holiday season. That's GIFT to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Howard Bailey Security, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Lovebirds, you're in for a treat. With your holiday proposal just around the corner, Shane Company is here to help you create your dream engagement ring. This is your moment. Let's make it magical. Through 4 generations as a family business, we've helped tons of couples find a beautiful engagement ring for a price that works with their budget. We've always sourced diamonds directly, cut out the middleman, and passed the savings on to you. At Shane Company, we have the widest selection of ring settings and center stones, in stock and ready to compare side by side. It's so easy. Choose a look that brings your vision to life. From classic styles to modern designs, we have them all. Then pick out a natural or lab-grown diamond, a sapphire in your favorite color, or a vibrant gemstone like ruby or amethyst. With our everyday competitive prices and free lifetime warranty, your forever after is safe with us. Visit shaneco.com and come see us in store. We've got your dream ring and fine jewelry gifts for everyone on your list. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Rob. Right now, schedule your free in-home estimate. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free, plus 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years. Restrictions apply. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Joyner Homes. They've built hundreds of homes across central Indiana and has a streamlined, fully custom home build process with an in-house team of architectural and design specialists. So you can focus on the fun stuff like cabinets and flooring and paint colors. They truly build unique, character-rich, smart design homes anywhere that you can bring a builder or on your own private lot. Check out their pricing online at joinerhomes.com. That's where you can also see some of the homes they've built. That's joinerhomes.com.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Life is a collection of moments that last forever, so make them matter and make them count with a symbol of everlasting love. A diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's full-service jewelry store.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Well, Hammer, I know you're a huge Adele fan.
Oh, man, I celebrate the entire catalog.
The Adele song Million Years Ago.
Which was originally recorded by Eazy-E, I believe.
Yes. Right. The Adele song Million Years Ago could disappear from streaming services altogether because it's the subject of a plagiarism lawsuit by some Brazilian composer. He's claiming it sounds too much like his song. Here are examples of both.
Já tive mulheres de todas as cores.
This is not
de
Adele.
várias idades e muitos amores. Com umas até certo tempo fiquei, pra outras apenas pouco me dei.
I only wanted to have fun, learning to fly, learning to run.
Okay.
I let my heart decide the way.
Is there a claim here? Are you okay with this lawsuit?
No, I'm not. And listen, I've been wrong before. Like things that I thought sounded identical, the courts have said are not, and vice versa. But listen, there are only so many different types of ways you can sing a song.
That didn't sound anything like.
No, one was very upbeat and it was salsa and it made you want to dance. And then Adele's song comes on and makes you want to jump off a bridge.
It was salsa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little salsa dancing. That's what you do when you hear that. So, no, I don't think we've got anything here, which means I fully expect the courts to say we have something and the song will be pulled.
The average person spent 110 hours searching for something to watch this year.
110 hours per person.
That's around 4.5 days worth of time, or roughly 1% of your year that you'll never get back. So my wife and I do this all the time, Hammer. If we don't have an idea of what we want to watch or a movie, we just click.
Channel surf.
Channel surf on Netflix or whatever. Are you okay with this? 110 hours of searching for something to watch.
Yeah, I am. I'm okay with this because I get it. And I'm reading a little bit more into this survey. 1 in 5 think it's harder to find something to watch today than it was 10 years ago. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot more channels and options out today.
Yeah.
There are more streaming outlets. Everybody's got a phone. A million more channels have started. But 1 in 5 say, yeah, it sucks more now. Even if there's more channels, it just means there's more crap on television. The most common complaint was streaming services are loaded with too much old stuff that you have to sit through. Now, 1 in 4 in this survey think there's too much original content being produced. I kind of like the original content being produced. Like if I'm going to go to Netflix, I kind of like their documentaries that they produce. I like some of the shows that they produce. Now, I have scaled back on my streaming because it's become cheaper now to go back to cable. 15 years ago, everybody was cord cutters. We're going to get Hulu. We're going to get this and that. Now, the only streaming services I really watch are HBO Max, Peacock, and Netflix. Once in a while, Amazon Prime just for the NFL. But that's it. I got rid of Hulu. I got rid of like Marquee Sports because it was cheaper just to have, my sports package on cable again.
We are watching, we have HBO or Max or whatever it's called now. And
Right.
Lindsay and I have been watching The Leftovers. Anybody heard of that? The Leftovers with Justin Theroux. Oh, man. It started back in 2014. It's driving me nuts. I hate it, but I can't stop watching it. It's 4 seasons. I'm not going to sit here and bore you with what it's about now, but it's good, but it's not, and I can't stop watching it.
There's a movie on Netflix that everybody's talking about now with Jason Bateman in it.
Oh, it's a new one. Yeah.
Where
it's a new one.
It's something about bomb threat at an airport or something. Do you know what I'm talking about, Nige? Have you heard about it, Allison? Either one of you?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be really good, and everybody's raving about it. It's called Carry On.
Carry On, yeah.
Carry On is the name of the movie.
I'll watch that one. I'll get to that one.
I've heard good stuff about it. I might have to watch that. But I like the original content. I'm here for it.
Good news. We as Americans aren't as fat as last year.
Hey! Damn right.
For years, American obesity rates have been skyrocketing, Hammer, but the last year the rate shifted downward for the first time in more than a decade. Are you okay with this?
The national obesity rate went from 46% to 45.6. So you bet your sweet ass I'm all right with this. Look at us, a bunch of lean, mean, fighting machines. Everybody in this country might as well be a model moving forward. And this is maybe where some of these weight loss drugs are coming into play.
Okay.
So I don't believe this study took into account how people lost the weight. I don't necessarily think people are working out around the clock and drinking jugs of water and necessarily doing it the traditional way. Now between Ozempic and Wegovy and whatever it is, people are losing weight quicker. So maybe, just maybe, that's why we are down from 46% to 45.6.
0.4.
Let's go, baby. The healthiest country in the world, USA!
Yeah!
USA! USA! All right, Rob Kendall is standing by. He's ready to go off the rails. But first, Harrison Silcox has a look at the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What happened on the west side? 37 degrees, partly cloudy over the monuments. Your radar is clear. Chances for snow and a low right around freezing tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:29. Indy Metro Police are looking into an officer-involved shooting that happened around 2 today. They first got a call to help a woman who had been shot on Warman Avenue.
Officers began canvassing the area when they heard active shots being fired. Moments later, officers located an individual matching the suspect description, and that individual was believed to have been armed with a machete. Officers approached the individual, gave loud verbal commands, and at some point an officer-involved shooting occurred.
Officer Drew Brown with IMPD. That suspect has now died, says the department. A man convicted of killing 2 girls in Delphi says he's refusing to participate in a pre-sentence report. Ryan Hedrick reports.
A pre-sentence report helps a judge dig into somebody's background, like criminal history, mental health, and how their crime impacted others. You could think of it as a last shot for leniency. Last month, Richard Allen was convicted of killing Abby Williams and Libby German near Delphi's Monon High Bridge. His attorneys say they'll appeal the conviction. Carroll County prosecutors got the conviction without DNA evidence or a murder weapon. Allen's sentencing is scheduled for Friday. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott says his state will change how it handles immigration once Donald Trump is back in office.
Deportations will begin on day 1. And one preparation for that is they need more ICE agents. They need more Border Patrol agents, and they will be working to administer those, but also to unleash Border Patrol agents as well as ICE agents to do their job.
Abbott talking to reporters this afternoon after announcing a new strategy to try and deter illegal immigrants from coming to the U.S. That includes billboards. A truck driver died this morning after they drifted off the road on southbound 65 and crashed into a guardrail not far from Southport Road.
Emergency crews are on scene of a single vehicle fatal crash that has all lanes closed on the southbound side. It's also creating quite a backup on I-65 northbound, all in the area of Southport Road.
State Police Sergeant John Perrine from earlier this morning. All lanes in southbound 65 have since been reopened. That happened around 4:30 this afternoon. And lake effect snow is going to hit northern Indiana tomorrow. Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says heavy snow could be falling up in places like South Bend.
You could be, like I said, in a clear area, no travel impacts whatsoever, and then 20 minutes later, you're underneath snow. So that's something different is when we get our more widespread snow events, it's typically affecting a large area all at once.
Snowfall here in central Indiana could start tonight. You may be seeing some accumulation tomorrow morning. With traffic at 5:32, what's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison, looking at a crash in Greenwood. It's northbound 65 at County Line Road, and the left lane is closed. Traffic is stop and go back to Worsville Road. Inbound 69, slow roll from 106th Street to 465. We have a stall on the northeast side. It's northbound 465 at 71st. Slow traffic back to Penn Pike. Eastbound 465 jams Westfield Boulevard to the White River. Northbound 465 slow from 79th to 865. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Life is a collection of moments that last forever, so make them last and make them count with that symbol of everlasting love. A diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Thursday night looks to be cloudy with a little mix of rain and snow developing around midnight and getting more snowy as we move into Friday morning. Be aware the showers and snow showers will come around the morning commute. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Sutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
And now, Hammer and Nigel go off the rails with Rob Kendall.
Noise pollution.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. We'll go straight to the hotline and bring on Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show, here to go off the rails even on his vacation. I have a feeling it has really nothing to do with Hammer and I, more along the lines of he wants to get his sponsor mention in, even though he's on vacation. Rob, how are you?
That's right, Daddy's got to get paid. Thanks to Garage Doors of Indianapolis, single-handedly keeping me out of the homeless shelter for the past 8 years.
Are you out of the road right now? It's not like you.
I went to see some old-time political friends. Believe it or not, I do have a few of those in beautiful Richmond, Indiana today, which means I got the joy of driving down 70 east for 9,000 miles.
Oh, did you see? I heard Matt Bear earlier this morning talking with your co-host Casey about the cameras, the speed cameras. Are those a thing over by where you were driving?
Yes, I went through them, and so I have just some general questions to law enforcement at large, because as with everything else that is government, this appears utterly confusing and a giant boondoggle, and I'm getting this. I am getting this out into the open right now because I need some answers on some things. Can we work through this together, guys?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm going on 70, and I see they've got the signs posted, right? The speed limit's 55. It's a construction zone. That's fine. They got the sign that they're required to have that say, hey, camera's upcoming, or you're about to be on camera, or whatever. They're big. You can see them. Okay, great. So the speed limit's 55. I, of course, am a notorious rule follower. I am quickly slowing down to the 55 limit. It's my understanding you can go 11 over before you trigger some sort of camera.
Yes.
That's fine. However, I'm watching the people go past me on the road, and I'm slowing down even more. Now I'm seeing the signs are continuing to tell you you're on camera. And then I see one of those big speed signs. You know, like you see them in your community. They'll tell you how fast you're going. It's supposed to be an actual speed detector. Yeah.
It's like a radar gun for a pitcher almost.
Right, yes. So I can see, I don't know if you guys know this. I have 20/10 vision. Did you know that?
It's
That's actually a
perfect.
thing.
Perfect.
Of course you do.
I got to the bottom last time I had an eye test. I got to the bottom line on the thing, and the guy doing the test was like, "That's not even real words. We just make that up to see if people are lying or not." So I can see these things from way far away, and I'm looking at the sign and it's saying your speed limit is 62, your speed limit is 63, your speed limit is 64. I'm slowing down the part where I go, I'm going 50 miles an hour. I can't be going 63.
So you're saying it was malfunctioning, or maybe they were picking up the speeds of the other drivers that were passing you?
Well, this is what I don't know. I don't know. Is there a delay? Is it people that went ahead of me? How far ahead is the speed tracker? There's no way. I kept slowing down to probably a dangerously low rate of speed. I do not know how this works. And now, as a notorious rule follower and someone who is highly neurotic with severe obsessive compulsive disorder, I'm worried I'm going to be fingered or triggered for some sort of felonious, heinous act against humanity that I didn't do.
Now, Rob, are these cameras in Richmond or were they on the highway before?
This is on 70 as you're going, it's outside of Newcastle. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Construction zones.
Now,
right.
Once you get to your destination, once you get to Richmond, Indiana, can you take a little trip over to the rehab facility where Hogsett allegedly was at kind of poke around a little bit and see if maybe he left a few bottles behind or something, allegedly?
Look, here's all I want to know. If there's law enforcement out there, maybe they can chime in on your YouTube chat or at Hammer and Nigel on Twitter and let you guys know. Is that how far in the distance does the radar thing pop up? Because, again, I was going 50 miles an hour at one point, which is well below the posted speed limit. Now, I know there's supposed to be an 11-mile-an-hour limit, so I would have technically been under anyway. But I don't want anybody thinking that I was doing that in a construction zone. I'm very cognizant of the construction people.
The other thing I heard Matt Baer, WIBC Traffic Center, the traffic piece, Matt Baer, tell your co-host Casey and Jerry Lopez today was that there's a grace period as well. So if you get picked up speeding here in the next 30 days or something, they're going to send you some sort of warning. And then after that, it's going to be $50. Then it just keeps getting more expensive the more times you get caught speeding. But Jerry had a great point. What if it's somebody else driving your car? What if you let your dad borrow your car and you get the speeding ticket?
Yeah, I have so many questions about this because now I feel as though I'm Harrison Ford in The Fugitive. I'm pulled over here to a Flying J gas station on 70 talking to you guys, and I'm not sure if I need to just start, flee from the authorities or what. So if somebody could just clarify, because people were literally blowing past me in the zone. I'm like, there's no way that's monitoring me, but what good would that do me to know how fast I was going after I'd gone past the sign?
You see any lot lizards over there at the Flying J right now, Rob?
Flying J must have partnered with the Denny's because this one has a big giant Denny's in it too, which is kind of. I thought Denny's was on the outs, but apparently the Flying J Denny's must be doing all right.
Man, I love a good, big, nice, quality truck stop with showers and restaurants and plenty of toilets
and food. You know me, I am a gas station food aficionado, and if you get a Denny's attached to it, well, holy hell, that's a game changer. Rob, Nigel and I were talking about this yesterday. It appears that six is indeed the magic number of how many sexual accusers you have to lose your gig with the Indiana Democratic Party.
Okay, so my favorite part of this.
Wow.
So you're talking about Greg Taylor, who was the Senate minority leader.
Yeah. Amidst a bunch of accusations, he was still elected the minority leader by fellow Democrats.
Just accusations.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But still, six.
Okay, so 3 came out in the Indy Star. He doesn't even really deny it. He didn't say flat out, I did it, but he didn't say I didn't do it, and he was accused of some pretty bad stuff. So people are like, well, that's not exactly, a firm. It wasn't Curtis Hill's denial, right? So nothing happens. They reelect him to be the minority leader in the Senate after this stuff has come out. And then 3 more women come out, and then the Democrats are like, all right, we're going to have some sort of emergency get-together, and now you're out of here. Now, my favorite part of this was Taylor basically pins this on some bad PR firm because he was going, I didn't do it, and basically I just followed what the PR firm said, and now he's saying he didn't do any of it.
Well, the thing is, what if it just been one more person come out in addition to the previous 3? Would he still have his job? Or maybe 2, but 3, that's drawing the line for the Democrats in the caucus there, and then he got removed from his position. I would just want to know where the line is drawn.
6 is clearly the line, right?
Well, I will never forget this. When I worked for the state auditor, one of my first weeks at the State House, there was some thing going on in there, and everybody knew somebody was dirty, and I asked a very high-profile person in the State House. I was totally naive to all of it. I said, well, this person's on the opposite team. Why doesn't our side just put it out there, about what's going on and what this person's doing. It'd be a huge blow to the other side. And this person told me, they said, almost every person in this state house is dirty, and almost everybody knows everybody else's dirt, and you will almost never hear a lawmaker condemn another lawmaker because they all have something they want to hide. And you think about it, look, this stuff was going around about Taylor for years.
Yeah.
Same way with Thomas Carl Cook. Nobody did anything. And finally, it took the Indy Star to run an expose. You're not going to tell me that most of those people in the state house, the lawmakers, many of them weren't aware of the rumors going on about him. And nobody said a word. These people just protect each other because a lot of them are dirty. They have things they don't want people to know about, and thus they don't say anything. And it takes people like the Star to run an expose to get this stuff out there.
But I'm surprised the Star had time to run an expose, being that they concentrate all their efforts every day on maligning the Lieutenant Governor-elect Micah Beckwith. I saw an opinion article yesterday. I couldn't get through the paywall, but I mean, something to the effect of, I can't believe that Micah Beckwith is endorsing Pete Hegseth for Secretary of Defense after his background. Something's, you know what I mean? It's like...
It's one of those opinion things, right? That's the new Indy Star trick of getting all their bullcrap out there. Well, this was an opinion article, but they only share the ridiculous crap against Micah on their social media.
Well, Nigel, a lot of the times it's your buddy Briggs. Didn't he just invite you to some social gathering? Couldn't you bring this up with him? Couldn't you ask him, James, why are you obsessed with Micah Beckwith?
I'll sit and have a chat with him, yes. But I can't get past most of the firewalls for the Indy Star, so I'm unable to read it, but I could glean a little bit from the headlines, and one of the headlines was, Micah Beckwith, pastor, supports Pete Hegseth, and he was vocal for his support of Matt Gaetz. And I'm like, I don't know. You know, the Indy Star has a lot of articles that were critical of Greg Taylor and the Democrats and his accusers, but I'm just surprising they have time to cover all that when, you know, they've got a daily Micah Beckwith quota, daily Micah Beckwith quota over there to report.
I'm picturing Nigel bellying up at the bar at the Friendly Tavern there in Zionsville with James Briggs, and he looks at Briggs and goes, look, I'm too cheap to pay the 99 cents for the year subscription to read the online stuff, but these headlines are just horrible, James.
Nigel, let this sink in.
Yes.
Rob Kendall called you cheap. The cheapest man alive just flamed you and said you are cheap. That's fantastic.
I believe the last time I was at the Friendly with Rob Kendall was the summer of 2020. We were still putting on our masks to get up to go to the bathroom, and I bought the beers that day.
That's right.
At the Friendly there on Main Street.
We picked Nigel up at his house, and my now wife, she's my girlfriend at the time, looks at me and goes, why is he stumbling at 12:30 in the afternoon? Oh, that's just Nigel, sweetheart. You'll learn.
You should have saw him at 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah, well, my neighbors had something to do with that, too, but that's neither here nor there.
Stick around for one more break.
Absolutely.
We're going off the rails with Rob Kendall. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, Rob, did you know that the Social Security Trust Fund is expected to run out of money in less than 10 years?
Casey, I refuse to believe that our government might be letting the public down at large.
Well, according to Barron's, an average couple could lose up to $16,500 every year in Social Security income. Multiply that by 10 or 20 years, and it could easily add up to hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And that's why it's critical you have the right strategy to file for Social Security. Discover how you could wring every nickel out of your benefits with a free, customized Social Security analysis.
It's from Bill Demery. He's your retirement guy in Indy. He's also our retirement guy. We trust Bill, and you can too.
If you've saved more than $200,000 and have not filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis now by calling 317-932-9912.
That's 317-932-9912.
Hey, my wife and I have bought several pieces of furniture, mattresses, outdoor patio furniture from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. No other place we'd rather go than that quick trip down to 65. Thompson Furniture and Mattress. It's got this year-end clearance event now through Monday. 50% off all in stock and special order Lazy Boys and Smith Brothers. Every sofa, recliner, sectional. And get this, you'll get a free large Big Green Egg with select Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster mattresses only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus with free delivery.
Whether it's for the holidays now or for next year, make 2025 the year you take care of your house. And that starts with a trip to Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Whether you need a couch, a love seat, a recliner, or one of those amazing Tempur-Pedic mattresses, I've got one. It's amazing. Thompson Furniture and Mattress, these guys will treat you like family. These guys support what we do here at the Hammer and Nigel Show, so take care of these guys. Free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis, 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Get inspired by new stories and ideas with Audible's incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Express the heartwarming message of Christmas this year. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be that special moment that says, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
It's the Degenerates Next Door, a sports betting podcast for dudes.
Real dudes, not the fake Kardashian-looking like dudes you see on television doing this. The Degenerates Next Door. Download and subscribe today anywhere you get your podcast. Matt Bear, he's standing by with a look at the roads.
Greenwood crash clear. Northbound 65 at County Line Road. Still slow around Main Street, but that should be gone here before too long. Looking at inbound 65, that's stop and go traffic from 21st Street to Meridian Penn. Inbound 65 slow. 106th Street 296 and eastbound 465 stop and go traffic from Keystone Avenue to the White River. Crash on the south side, Southport Road at Sherman Drive. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Guys, what are you waiting for? For that special Christmas gift this season, let Pierce Jewelers bring that sparkle back into her life with a diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
37 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC. Back with Rob Kendall from the #1 rated Kendall and Casey show. It's 9 to noon here at 93 WIBC. So, Rob, it's my understanding that your beloved hometown of Brownsburg, Indiana, gave you some more heartache in a recent trip. Tell me about it.
No.
So for 15 plus years, I paid my water bill. You put it in the slot, you take your little tab, you take your check, and you drop it in, and you leave, and it takes about 20 seconds. No problem, no muss, no fuss. Then a couple of years ago, these infinite wizards of smart, high-ranking Mensa members who run the town decided, we don't like that that's working for everyone, so we're going to get rid of your ability to pay your bill like to a human being. And so we're going to go to this kiosk thing where you got to you got to pay the bill yourself through the kiosk. And over the past several years, this kiosk has been a nightmare for many people, whether you're trying to pay with a check or a debit card or whatever. And so I had my day off. I said, I'll get some exercise. I'll walk over there, and I go to try to insert my check into the kiosk and enter all my information. Nothing.
Oh.
I sit there.
Oh, boy.
Nothing. Try again. Nothing. And then the little timer guy comes up and goes, would you like more time to pay your bill? Yes, I would like more time to pay my bill. It used to take 20 seconds. So I hit the yes. Keep trying. Nothing. Okay, fine. I'll walk in there and I'll talk to someone and I'll hand them the check. And now keep in mind, this is 12:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. I go to walk into the town hall, locked.
Oh, probably at lunch, right?
And this is it's a town. It's a 3-story monstrosity. It's a 3-story monstrosity, and there's not one person that can man the desk for 20 minutes while Sue goes to get her lunch. So the door's locked. Okay, no problem. They got one of those Ring doorbell cam things. I ring it, no response.
Oh wow.
I ring it, no response. I ring it, no response. Now I'm really getting mad. Now I'm trying to give these people money. I'm trying to give them money. So I call the phone number. We're sorry, no one is available to help you.
Dear Lord.
So I go back to the kiosk. Okay, I'll try it again. There's a woman standing at the kiosk with a look of concern and panic on her face. And I looked at her and I said, are you having problems too? She said, why, yes, it took me 3 times to pay it with my debit card. I said, did it finally work? She goes, I think so. So I tried again. I tried again. On about the 4th time, it finally works, and it says, would you like a receipt? Yes, I would like a receipt because I don't trust anything you people do. I go to print receipt. Cannot print receipt. And then I look at the receipt tab, and there's like a CVS receipt hanging out of this dispensary, and there's nothing on it. So it means the ink was not working on the thing, and it couldn't print a receipt if I wanted to. And then at the end, you know what it had the audacity to do? Would you like to give us a thumbs up for your experience? No, I wouldn't like to give you a thumbs up for my experience.
Oh, Rob Kendall enjoying his vacation, I see. Paying his water bill.
Special thanks to
Garage Doors of Indianapolis. You guys are the best. Thank you.
He's off the rails. That's Rob Kendall. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Around here, it's a little less about presents and a little more about presence. To celebrate, to share, and to give thanks. To be there. And right now, you can be there in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Shop any of Hubler's 12 locations or visit drivehubler.com and choose from over 2,000 vehicles. Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. You can be there for years to come because Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations. May your season be full of presents. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
This is Kevin and Kim at Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. This special time of the year, family is important, and we are here to keep yours warm and happy, just like we have for 40 years.
We appreciate your business throughout the year, and we are always here for you if you need us. So from our family and our entire team at Reinhardt Heating and Cooling, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities